PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa!
What's good, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive episode 158. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan, and I am joined, as always, by Fulia, Matt, and Ron. How are y'all doing on this lovely Sunday evening, y'all?
Sunday night is great.
Monday morning's all right.
Yeah.
Monday, Chunday, Sunday. 3 different days today.
See, that's the thing, Fulia, is that if I say Chunday, it could be Monday or Sunday. So it kind of fits. It kind of fits, for both of us.
We'll just keep it as the usual, normal Monday, Sunday.
That's right.
I'm
That's
cool
right.
with that.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but I read on page 27, the line 82 of the Carpool Gaming instruction manual pamphlet that was given out when I started this job.
It only works for Tuesday.
A quote from Seth says, in bold, all days must be referred to it starting with that cha.
I don't remember getting an instruction manual for this.
No.
I lost in the mail.
It only works for Tuesday because that's how we say it.
What about
here.
Thursday?
No,
it works for Tuesday.
Thursday. That's all it is. That's it.
I think Wednesday is the worst one. That's the most egregious one.
It's not Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Oh God.
That's the most egregious one. I can't.
Let's not do that here. Starting off the podcast with the way that we pronounce the days of the week.
That's right, Carla.
That's true.
Get us back on the road.
I mean, that's true. Let's get back on the road by starting the podcast as we always do by talking about the weather. So
exactly,
because it's been humid but also very rainy here, Matt. I can't believe it.
Rain. It's hot. Like it is out of control. Like I cannot keep up. It's too much. I don't know.
Rain over there too. Yeah. We getting the rain too, but over here it's like 9 degrees.
Same here.
Yeah.
It is 9 degrees.
I know for us on the East Coast, it's like remnants of like the tropical storm or hurricane that just happened. So that's why there's just for here. That's why we were getting just a lot of rain this week. Whereas like all of the rain that was kind of left over from that event kind of came here. So yeah, but looking forward to another fun week of the summer or wait, no, that doesn't work that air. Anyway, this is the PlayStation Drive where we talk about PlayStation all the time. So we should probably get into that by talking about some housekeeping. So of course, patreon.com/carpoolgaming is of course the source for all of our exclusive content. And also one of the best ways you can support us is heading on over there. Of course, we have a new show called Campfire, which I believe, Matt, you were on, right?
I was on it. It was a fantastic episode. So yeah, check that out. And there's also Pants episodes. We just had Bowser's drop today, right?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so. In fact, I haven't looked at the thing as to who's next, but someone, dear listeners, is going to be next on the Pants Patreon podcast. You have to go on the Patreon tomorrow morning to find out who that person's going to be. We also have our Summer Game Fest merch. That's still going on, of course. It's been a little bit extended, but you can go pick that up right now as well. And also, I believe there's a Campfire t-shirt from the show Campfire coming out as well.
There is.
I was desperately searching the site for it to try and find it so I could pull it up for people to view, but I can't find it anywhere on carpoolgaming.com.
It is there. It is there for sure.
Are you the merch model for it?
I found it.
I'm not. It.
You should have.
It's just Bobby.
You should have been.
You don't need a model for this. Bobby is the model with the marshmallow.
Matt,
you don't need it.
Look, you modeling is an extra 10 million in sales. Okay, make it happen. Preferably
wrong.
if there's a tank top version. Canadian gun show.
There's no tank top version.
No, this needs to be cozy. So it needs to be like sweaters and all that sort of
Canadian
But look
gun
look
show.
how cozy this Bobby is on this t-shirt.
Yeah,
He's just
it's
sitting
very
there roasting
cute.
a fire.
Tank tops are cozy. Isn't that right, Matt?
No, I don't think they are. I don't
Audio
think
listeners,
so.
this shirt is a normal t-shirt, not a tank top.
stuff. Yes, it's just a normal t-shirt.
Either way, Campfire's got a t-shirt. Summer Game Fest merch is still up, where there is a tank top for that, so you can go head on over there and check a look over there. Well, without further ado, let's grab our 8-tracks, pop them in. It's time to talk about the games we played this week, because it's time for the playlist. So, Ron, as always, you always start us off with this. What'd you play this week, man?
Trails Through Daybreak. That's gonna be what I'm playing for quite some time. Not as far long as Rebirth for Matt, but it's gonna be a minute. But I'm enjoying myself. The cast is really great so far. I'm really liking the new protagonist. I gotta say, man, I didn't think that the protagonist could be topped because Rain and both Lloyd from Chosen in Cold Steel and also the Crossbell games, it's like they are the protagonists. And so far, Van is working himself up to where he might be topping those guys. And I'm not even nowhere near done with the game yet. So having a great time with it. Like I said, I was a little bit concerned with how the hybrid combat system was going to work between the real time and the turn based, but not a problem at all. They did a good job of sitting there kind of updating the systems from the old games. So yeah, man, fabulous game so far. Oh, hello. Yes, question.
Question from the press pool. I just want to confirm the game that you're playing is Daybreak. So which game is Kevin Ainsworth playing? Because he said he finished a game called Daybreak, but he beat it in 25 hours. Is this the same game you're playing?
Matt, I'm at 32 hours and I have not defeated the game. How the hell Kevin
Is
did
this
it?
the same game?
So what you're saying is you did side quests wrong, is what you're saying.
Well, I did side quests and I talked to NPCs. Kevin, man, I don't know what to say.
He just zooms past them.
I don't know how Kevin does it. I love Kev. I do, but I don't know how he enjoys games.
I mean, you'll have to ask him for his
NPCs.
By the way, shout out to Kevin Ainsworth over at Save the Game Media. Y'all should
Yeah,
go check them
Kevin's
out.
Kevin's the guy. Kevin's the guy.
We love Kevin.
Yeah. Of course, one of the founders of the Falcom Empire, of course.
Yeah,
Kevin Ainsworth.
indeed. Falcom Empire.
Good God. I'm so sorry. I feel bad for anyone who's got to hear about all these Falcom games for the next few
Oh,
weeks.
it's gonna be all right. Growing in numbers, the way it should be.
Just like the Cult of the Wheel, apparently.
Yeah.
They're one and the same.
It is growing. It actually is
It
growing.
is.
It is. It is. Look, Falcom is great. The Will is great. All is well.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. But Matt, I want to hear from you, man. What'd you play?
I am finally playing Dead Space Remake. And before I continue about my fantastic experience to that, I want to give a huge shout out to the Xbox Drive. I think a lot of us know that there was some poo-poo news from Xbox Land, but Mitch, V, and Bowsett, I feel like they handled that topic very, very well. I thought they brought a lot of critical insight into the news in terms of just, why the changes happened. But I'm just giving a huge shout out because I actually threw a trick question to the Xbox Drive. I asked, what's the best survival horror game that you can play on Xbox Game Pass? It was a trick question because I asked it in my Nagachaka fashion and said, and why is it Dead Space Remake? Mitch Power, he did not fail the trick question. He said, no, it's not Dead Space Remake. It is actually Resident Evil 2 Remake. So shout out to Mitch. He knew better than to say, yeah, it's Dead Space Remake. He knew.
You
it was
were
Resident
testing
Evil
him?
I was testing the crew. I wanted to see if anybody knew what's up.
I'm gonna need you to give Mitch a harder question. Everybody who even comes in the carpool for 10 seconds knows that you are the Resident Evil groupie. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I mean, just to throw it out there, I feel like Matt and I are both contending for that role. I feel like it's like a double position,
But see,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
proves my point.
we are
Ask a harder
we're
question.
co-Resident
next
Evil
time.
groupies.
Yeah, exactly. we are the effective Resident Evil stands of Carpool.
Oh, man.
You got it. But shout out to Mitch Power. But anyways, playing Dead Space Remake, and I love it. It is the perfect remake in the sense that it's almost like a one-to-one recreation. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like a reimagining like Resident Evil 4. Well, not Resident Evil. It's not like a reimagining like Resident Evil 2 remake or like FF7 remake. It is basically almost a one-to-one. Hold on, before I continue, what's this from Dr. Bland? Nagachaka not playing Final Fantasy 7. What in the world do we live in? Garrett, I had to stop. I had to stop. I love that game. I love Rebirth. But the Platinum can wait. My sanity could not handle the mini games. It was too much.
I mean, you technically rolled credits on it, so I mean, it did end. You got to the end of it. You finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get the plat. It's just I'm taking a break because my sanity couldn't handle the couldn't handle the mini games. But Dead Space remake is phenomenal. It's got all the spooky spooks. It's got all the sound effects from the original game. I don't feel like it's quite as stressful as a Resident Evil game because there's no inventory management. It's more spooky in terms of the atmosphere and the environment, like the long dark hallways, you know, metal noises dropping out of nowhere. It kind of keeps you on your toes in that sense, but you don't have to worry about like ammunition or health items. Like they're pretty plentiful in my opinion, and you got a lot of weapons in Dead Space remake. Like you got like the plasma cutter, rifles, line cutters. My personal favorite is I think it's called like the rip saw. It shoots out like a saw blade. It just spins just like that. And it just like
you just
rips
hold
them
it,
apart.
and it's kind of like a big chainsaw, but the chainsaw blade is in front of you.
It's so satisfying. Fulia, just hold on before I lose you. Okay, it's very satisfying. Like if you're ever feeling like
I know what Dead Space is. It's not for me.
it's very gratifying just wrecking necromorphs. Like come on,
Very
just
graphic.
Stomp on them.
That's what it is.
You know she's not going to play that.
Stop.
I had
man.
to try.
There's no point.
Yeah.
It's a bit graphic. So I'm loving it. I'm almost rolling credits, so I'm almost there. The only thing that's off-putting is it's a new face for Isaac Clarke,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming it's to match the voice actor's face. Is that why?
But also, just to throw it out there, if you remember the original game, you don't actually see his face in the first game.
Is it in the second game when you see it?
Yeah, you see it a lot in the second game.
Okay. But that's okay. That's the face that I remember. So when he took off his helmet in this one, I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, because like
I
in
guess
the
it's
first
the new
game,
Isaac.
he never takes off his helmet other than when he puts on the helmet at the beginning, but you only see the back of his head. And at the end, when
Right.
he's kind of like in the ship heading away from the station, he puts the helmet down, but then like you don't see his face, kind of like Master Chief.
That's right. That's right. So they showed his face quite early in Dead Space remake. That's the only thing that's off-putting. I mean, I get why. It's just it throws me off. It's like with Marvel Spider-Man. Like I understand why they changed the face, but it's just weird now because I'm used to another face. But I highly recommend it. So good, so good. Locklith asks, "Is it kind of like the Mandalorian?" No, I don't know. You see his face a lot more than in Dead Space remake than the Mandalorian is what I would say.
Yeah,
But-
because they wanted to like going back to the remade version. They wanted to give Isaac more of a character, and they felt that giving him more of a character meant actually have him taking the helmet off and talking more. Right? 'Cause,
He does
in the
ta-
first
he
game.
does-
He also
yeah.
doesn't say anything the whole game either.
That's right. He talks quite a bit. He's no Ethan Winters from Resident Evil Village, but he's got some good one-liners in here. It's not bad. It's honestly a shame that it's not confirmed, but I'm assuming they're not gonna make a Dead Space 2 remake. It is quite a shame. It's unfortunate because it's so good. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like, I would have been interested to see what they would do. Maybe instead of doing another remake, like, what if they did, like, the Halloween thing where instead, like, veer the timeline and do something completely, like, have a different Dead Space 2 instead of doing a Dead Space remake? I think that would be, like, a really interesting concept. Because we see that a lot in horror movies, but we just don't see that a lot in horror games. So I would love to see them going to go down that road. But to your point earlier, Matt, it plays more like Resident Evil 5 in a lot of ways, other than, like, without the co-op stuff, where it's very actiony and not trying to be like a survival horror game. Although you can, like, I remember in the original game when I played it, there were some spots where I was like running low on ammo in some areas, especially on like the harder difficulties and stuff too.
Yeah, for sure. If you ramp up the difficulty, you're right. It does make ammunition a lot harder. Then you have to do more exploring. You have to sell off some items. I think you have to be more strategic because you know how like you can use the projectile and like grab spears and grab boxes and start chucking them at people. Yeah. I think you can do that, but Something I'm trying new in this run is like I'm running away a lot, and just to save on ammo. And it's you can. I mean, he's slow, but you can juke around some of them. It's actually pretty surprised that you can do it. It's not bad.
That's what the Dead Space speedrunners do. They do the juke, just like the Resident Evil speedrunners.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to try it one time.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, you should actually like. I'm actually kind of surprised you've never tried like a Resident Evil speed run, like made an attempt at it or something. Because I have. Because
Resident Evil, yes.
2. Because I've finished. I think my final time in RE2 on Claire A, when I did my speed run, was like an hour and 45 minutes.
You got an hour and 45. You're talking about the OG, right?
For no remake.
Really? You got
Yeah.
under 2 hours? No, I've never gone. I've done some speedrun attempts for like the trophy. I think the best I could do is like 5 hours. So you're really like just.
Well, that's when I
beelining it.
was
Like,
again like I basically like hardly fought any enemies, and just did like because that's when I went for the trophy for not getting hit as an example.
yeah. So you just juked around everybody. I do want to practice more because it's quite a different experience, and it's
Because I
quite
actually looked it
challenging
up
in
because
a
I was
rewarding way.
curious. The current world record for Resident Evil 2 remake is 48 minutes and 39 seconds for Claire A. So yeah, me doing it in an hour and a half is like getting there, but it's not even anywhere close to the world record.
Under 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because there's some clipping moves and stuff that I just didn't want to take the time to learn. But yeah. Anyways, Fulia, what'd you play?
I played a few things. So shout out to Lachlan for this one because she got me on it, and it's called Plant Arby. Just a cute little idle game, growing plants, decorating a room, selling plants for people. It's actually really cute and very cozy. And I'm like, you can actually play it, like have it sort of windowed, and you can have it to the side and just, do some other things. Like I was editing a podcast while I was playing it. So it was actually quite relaxing to be able to do that. So that was actually really cool. Another thing that I played was a couple of demos. I played a couple of demos. Nirvana Noir, which I have the trailer video for you all.
Oh.
And it's actually a really cool sort of like a detective game. And it's really cool. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And yeah, it's very sort of like, it's got like a really cool looking style to it. And essentially it's kind of like, it's pretty much a point and click sort of style. And there's like pops of color. Then sometimes it'll go black and white, depending on what's going on. And it's really interesting. And the demo was just really fun. The humor, there's some good humorous dialogue in it as well. And yeah, it's actually really interesting and it's good fun. So it's kind of similar to the Agatha Christie Hercule Poirot games where you sort of like point and click and trying to figure things out. But yeah, there's also like puzzles that you actually have to figure out too. It's mainly like word puzzles where you need to create words. So it's kind of like Wordle in order to, when you're speaking to people, to get more information. But it's actually really cool. I really like it. I love the art style. It's really, really fascinating. And yeah, it's definitely up my alley. So I've got this one wishlisted for when it actually comes out. And I did actually find out that Genesis Noir, which is the first one to this game, is already out. So I might actually check that one out at some point as well. But yeah, it just looks so like the colors look very psychedelic and just really cool. But yeah, it is coming to PC. I'm not sure if it's coming to like PlayStation. I know it's coming to Xbox, but yeah, that one really intrigued me. So I really love the look of that one. So the other one that I also played, which is another demo, And by the way, I came across these particular demos through the Steams. They've got like an event going it's called the Independent Games Festival.
Another demo event on Steam. That's like the second one in 2 months. That's so weird.
I know. I just opened up my store, like my storefront, and that was the special offers thing that came up, and I was like, oh, let me have a look and see what indie games have demos. And yeah, this is how I came across these two. And the second one that I'm about to talk about is for a game called The Wreck, which I believe is already out on PlayStation. I'm not 100% sure.
I'll fact check it while you keep going.
Yeah, but I do also have the trailer video here for you all to have a look at. And it's really cool. So it's essentially kind of like it's a story-rich, interactive sort of visual novel, where it's very French as well. You're playing as the main character here, who it's got like some mental health sort of stuff going on with her, but she goes into an accident as well. And it's really fascinating because you're able to then rewind the time to figure things out. It's just, it was really weird. And I actually played it with headphones on, and it really immerses you that little bit more. So this is at the point where you have the wreck, and she then goes into her past, kind of like life flashes before her eyes type of scenario. And you just sort of like trying to figure things out to help the story along, and it's just really cool. And I like the art style of it as well. It's really, really cool and very just like stylistic. So yeah, I am really intrigued by this. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out at some point. But it is out, so you can play it. It is on PlayStation.
It's been on sale a lot too.
So definitely go check it out if you can. And there are so many other demos that you can check out through the Independent Games Fest. So yeah, very Life is Strangers. Yes, that's right, Eric. That's the vibe I got from that particular game as well. So I'm definitely keen on checking that one out. So I might actually go and grab that on PlayStation and play it, and I'll let you know when I get around to it.
Oh, the demo queen! My goodness.
Yeah. Demo queen. Yes, that is the title that I will agree on.
Here, let me just hand your crown to you this way.
Along all the other crowns, just stack them on top of each other.
No, just that one.
Yeah.
Demo queen's enough. That's all.
I was gonna say Ron is nowhere close to relinquishing that Platinum King title.
Yes, no.
I'll be on Trails for a while. She has a chance. She just refuses to play PlayStation games.
I am. Excuse me. Hold on a second.
All those games she just talked about were on PlayStation. What are you talking about?
Well, she's not playing them there.
They're demos.
Speaking of playing games on PlayStation.
Segue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix.
There you go.
Still continuing on. I'm playing it very slowly, I will say. I'm playing it really slowly at my own pace, because I'm just like jumping in and saying like, all right, let me see how much of it I can get through today. And I managed to get through Traverse Town. So we've gotten through Traverse Town. I've gotten to the end of it. And now all I have to do is go through the gates with Donald and Goofy and head on out to the next world. At this point, I'm just like seeing all these different Final Fantasy characters just popping up.
Yep.
But, we've met Squall, we've met Aerith and Yuffie. There's just all these these different Final Fantasy characters from different iterations of the game in this one game. It's so weird.
I was gonna say, wait till the ones you see as you progress through the game as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot more.
I feel like I know that I recognized Yuffie and Aerith. I didn't really recognize Squall. However, I recognized the gun sword, so I'm like immediately thinking Final Fantasy VIII. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's also a thing from Final Fantasy 13.
Okay, well, I don't know.
and also 14. You can play as a character with a gunblade in Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know.
But those games weren't out when Kingdom Hearts was out. But yes,
Kingdom Hearts, Squall, and Dave is going to be channeled.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is like the most Final Fantasy / Disney out of all the Kingdom Hearts games. Disney Kingdom Hearts 2 brings a lot of it in too, but the first one in particular has a lot of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts stuff in it.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying the story so far of this game, and the thing I will say is, so remember how last week I mentioned that I bought another pre-owned PS3 controller and it was blue? Yeah. Well, I got it, and it's as it says. There's like you can see the cosmetic like damage to it and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. However, the one thing they didn't mention, they said that it was in good working condition. The one thing they didn't mention was this.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Good.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
It sticks. The left stick sticks to the right.
No.
That was the one thing I was trying. That was the one thing I was trying to eliminate, because my original one does the same thing with the right stick, where the right stick sticks one way. So I'm
That's far out for you.
No,
that's not right.
I need to send this back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should send it back.
Leave feedback.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, as soon as first of all, I got the box and the box had a hole in the top when it was delivered. So I was like, excuse me, who was trying to steal my controller, first of all? And then I know. And then I opened it up and I was like, all right, cool. I love okay, that's fine. They mentioned, the second thing they didn't mention is that it's haunted.
100%, Seth. That's what we were all thinking.
So I opened it up. I had a look at it. I'm like, all right, it's as pictured. That's totally fine. But yeah, the fact that they mentioned that it was in good working condition and then not mention the fact that it sticks to one side, I'm like, nah, that's not good working condition. Thank you very much.
That's right.
So
not even close.
Yeah, because my one does that too. So I wanted to see if I could find one that actually worked without sticking. But yeah, anyway, so that's my gripe about that. So I just, just kind of wanted to vent about
just have to throw it out there for you.
Yeah, I've already contacted the seller, and hopefully they'll get back to me with a return envelope, label, whatever.
Good. Good.
The last thing I want to talk about, and it's kind of gaming adjacent, I suppose, and it's the fact that I actually got to go to Metro Comic Con this weekend, and I had a lot of fun, and I got to meet the man who voices Kronk, Patrick Warburton. I am very, very hyped about. I'm still sort of like reeling from it. I haven't come down from that excitement, and I've got the photo of me and him on my socials. So if you want to go check it out, you can.
Or they can just watch the show right now.
Yeah, or you can watch the show. Yeah, that's.
Look at that! Look at that smile.
You have no idea. Here's the thing though. Before they took the photo as well, he noticed the shirt that I was wearing, and he's like, "Oh, squeak squeakity," and then the smile just got broader.
Aww,
I was already happy and excited to meet him, but then as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh my god!" He said the line, and it just made me even happier, honestly. And yeah, and then I got the autograph from him, and he also, remembered that I had the T-shirt and wrote the same thing. He's like, "Squeak, squeakity, squeakins," and I'm just like, yeah.
Aww.
So very, very happy koala over here. The one other thing that I want to sort of give a shout out to, and it's essentially they were giving out free comic books. These particular peoples who made them by Nathan Onius and Daryl Leach. It's called Jump Punch, and it's actually a really fascinating comic. So if you want to check it out, there is a digital version of it available on their. If you go to their Instagram, Jump Punch Comic, you'll be able to get this is just the first chapter of Volume 1, which is the physical version they were giving out at the convention. But if you go into their Instagram page, you'll be able to get the digital link to the actual of this exact copy. It's actually really cool, and I love the art style of the comics as well, like of the strips and stuff, and the different characters. There's some parkour involved. You know,
Yeah, parkour's always great. Parkour's always great.
Parkour.
Yeah. And then they've got like a little thingy at the end where it talks about the fact that they're going to start up their Kickstarter campaign very soon in the next few months. So if you want to go check out their Kickstarter for it and save the project for when it goes live, that's also on their Instagram page. So I would highly recommend if you're kind of into this sort of style of, you know, comics and stuff, and you know they're made here in Melbourne, which is really cool. Please go check them out. Give them some support and show them your love, because yeah, it's really cool that we're seeing more and more comic artists coming out of Australia, which is really cool. So yeah, that's kind of been my weekend.
That sounds like a crazy weekend.
So like
Metro Comic Con was good fun. I really had a good time. So, and
That's
I bought
good.
a few other things. Oh, the other thing, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I've also got PlayStation earrings. You know, little PlayStation handmade earrings, acrylic ones. So I know you can't see them underneath the actual headphones, but I'm wearing them.
Yeah, you see that, Matt? Repping PlayStation.
There's PlayStation
So do
symbols
I.
above his head.
No.
So do I,
He knows
Ron.
what this is about. Xbox Drive shirt.
I mean, also
RPG cave shirt today.
we also see the big
PlayStation.
photo behind you as well.
Don't try to help him, Ryan.
Yes.
Don't try to help him, Ryan.
No, I meant the photo, like of the Xbox poster.
Oh, we know. But the slander of what he wore is never going to be forgotten. Ever.
It's not slander, Ron.
That's
It's not
fine. I'm wearing a
merch
Super
model.
Metroid shirt right now. Like, what do you want?
Metroid counts. Nintendo gets a pass. Whatever. Metroid is fine.
How does
Metroid
Nintendo
is
get a
fine?
pass, but actually Xbox doesn't? How does that work?
Metroid gets a don't do that. Metroid is great.
Now, before we go further, Ron, I have to stop you for a second. Because
Do it.
Paulin and Eric decided to give us a super sticker, $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Paulin and Eric for being awesome. And
For the
supporting
broken
channel.
controller super sticker.
For the broken controller
Aw.
super sticker. Thank you so
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Aw.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Good times.
But
Yeah, it shows weird in Streamlabs, but I'm sure it looks fine for everyone else on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I have these little thingies, too, that I bought. There's like little fidget toy. It's a
What
like
is that?
little Lapras. That's a Lapras.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon, Ron, from
And
the
I also
Nintendo
got a
franchise.
Bulbasaur.
Oh, I know what
Because they-
Pokemon is, but Lapras looked a little weird. So that's why I was like, what does that look like?
Well, it's very sort of geometric kind of look and style. So it's
Bulbasaur I
3D
recognize.
printed.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, it's Bulbasaur. And yeah, so I have them on my desk so that when I do feel fidgety and I don't want to be, getting sticky keys on my keyboard, I have this instead.
By God.
Yeah.
Anyways, as for me, I played a brand new PlayStation first party game this week, y'all.
Oh, wow.
I played Concord this week because Concord had a beta. Of course, we've all said our piece about Concord in the past about how it looks. But you know what? The open beta was here. Anyone with PlayStation Plus could play it this weekend. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Because I like Overwatch. I like other hero shooters, but I'm not super into them. But I was like, I kind of want to try it out. In fact, we got a little carpool group going because Stingray X reached out to me yesterday and was like, "Hey, we should play some Concord together." Of course, shout out to Stingray X in the community, but also Bowser and the Lockleth joined us as well. So we had a 4-person squad. Even though it's 5 people, we would have actually probably helped if we had a 5th person. But Concord, we played a bunch of games together. I played for like 4 or 5 hours yesterday. So a little bit by myself. And then we played for a couple hours with the group. And it was fun. But I have to just come out and say it. I think it's going to have a tough time standing out, this one. So first off, for those that aren't aware, Concord is kind of the newest hero shooter on the market. Of course, it comes to us from Sony first party and Firewalk Studio, which is a brand new studio. This is their first game. And you have a bunch of different characters. And of course, we saw the trailer at E3, famously, of or the State of Play, I guess, where it kind of it felt like low budget Guardians of the Galaxy. But then it was a hero shooter. It is, not a full price game, but it's like a $49.99 game here in Canada. I think it's like $39 in America. But I think like when you compare this to other games in the genre, all the other popular hero shooters are all free to play. And this is one of the only ones that is not. And with that comes certain expectations that come along with that, where, you know, if it's not free to play, maybe if you're paying up front, maybe you're not going to get as many microtransactions and whatnot. But we saw in the beta, a lot of where the microtransactions are going to come in. So while I had a lot of fun playing with the crew, because it was fun just to play the game together, and it was more fun because we were together rather than it being the game itself. I kind of had to separate that a little bit. I feel like the game moves pretty slowly. The characters are kind of generic. Like there's not really like, I by the end of it, I was struggling to remember any of the characters' names at all. I would very much describe them by what they do rather than what their names are or anything about their personalities. So I just feel like when you compare it to games like Overwatch or Valorant or whatnot, like these games have been around for so long that they've been able to build up this lore for all these characters, and they're important to you. Like they're very memorable characters, and they're designed in a certain way to make you feel something. And I feel like Concord doesn't do that, or at least from what we could tell from the beta. Obviously, we know with the full game, there's going to be, you know, full motion cinematics that are going to kind of tell us the story, and every single week there's going to be these new story cutscenes. So like, this is not me kind of writing it off, but I just hope that this game finds an audience, because ultimately the gameplay itself, other than it being a little bit slow, was pretty fun to play. So that's just my only worry with Concord. It was definitely better than I was expecting it to be going into it, but like going into the beta. So I'm glad like they gave us the chance to try it out. And I'm still really interested to see if this game finds an audience when it comes out. But I am a little bit worried as someone who does play other hero shooters, with the competition that's out there, how it's going to stack really against them, because I think that's going to be a problem. Matt, go ahead with your question.
Question from the press pool: when it launches, is it coming for free on PS Plus, or you have to pay?
You got to pay. Yeah.
So do you think it would be a better choice that it's part of PS Plus, like other multiplayer games that have launched on the service?
I think it would be awesome if they did the Destruction All Stars thing, where, you know, it was free, it was like at its discounted price, kind of like Concord is now, but like free on PlayStation Plus for the month that it comes out. So then people can claim it as a free game, and then after that you pay for it. Because I think that would get a bunch of people in the door and kind of kickstart that community, kind of like Rocket League in a lot of ways, like running that exact playbook. I feel like that would really help a game like this, because again, I feel like just with the characters and everything else, and like especially with after what we saw with the showcase, and of course them kind of letting PlayStation Plus people in at the last minute, it just feels like there isn't any buzz for this game. And I am worried this is just wouldn't be one of those games that just loses an audience or just doesn't have an audience at the start, and then they just run out of room to grow with the game.
It's too bad, just because, like you said, it's hard to stand out, especially in the live service industry. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you already have a barrier with all the competition. Putting a price tag is a second barrier to it. So it's unfortunate. And like you said, even if it's just for a month, doesn't have to be the whole time, just to at least build a community that will actually at least, you know, because spread the good word of mouth.
Yeah. Or God forbid, PlayStation Plus Premium is right there. Like, it's begging for reasons to add value to that tier. Like, you could just add Concord to that tier, as an example. I mean, people 100%. Probably wouldn't pay for it, but like those are the type of things that the ways that they can think outside of the box. Because I think like there's room for a game in this genre to not be free to play, where you have to pay for it. But like, this is not the one that's going to sell you on that idea, which is just, it's too bad. Or at least that's just how I feel going into it. But otherwise, I mean, the gunplay is fun. It kind of reminds me of a mix of like Destiny's PvP mode and Overwatch in a lot of ways, where a lot of the characters have like jumping abilities, like Hamar, for example, who's one of the only characters whose names I remembered, because I really enjoyed playing as her. Her jump is like almost the same as like the double jump that the Warlock has from Destiny, where you kind of like float in the air a little bit, as well. Like some of the powers kind of remind me of Destiny powers, but then a lot of the objectives and stuff are very Overwatchy. So, and it's not an RPG since it is more of a hero shooter, so that's also why it kind of reminds me of Overwatch a little bit more. So yeah, it seems like an interesting blend. So I'm excited. I'm just interested to see how this game is going to pan out, but I can't help but be worried about it, but I hope it's good. But Anyways, I also played a little bit more Final Fantasy 14, of course, but I have to share this news because it finally happened, y'all. After 11 months of going every single week on bidding on houses, because you can only bid on one house per week, every single week, for 11 months straight, the Carpool Gaming finally has a house in Final Fantasy 14. We finally did it. Carpool Gaming House, of course, found on Ward 8 on Plot 25 on the Seraph server, of course. We've got pictures of it here on the channel here. Look how big this house is. We've got we've got our own airship hangar. We've got a submarine hangar. I'm going to, of course, I want to build like a party room in the basement of the place. We're going to build like a chill area kind of on the ground floor. And then I don't know what the upstairs is going to. I kind of want to turn like the upstairs into like a game room because you could buy like arcade machines and stuff.
It kind of reminds me like a guild in Fairy Tale.
It 100% is like that. It 100% is like that. Yes. Yeah,
I love that.
Exactly. So I am so glad that it finally happened. I've been trying to do this for months and months and months, and I've been losing out every time because essentially when you bid on a house in Final Fantasy 14, like it goes to a housing lottery where, you know, it'll randomly pick anyone who's bid on the house to then be able to purchase it. And we've just been unlucky every single time because like on our server, like usually every time I bid, there's like 200 people bidding on the house. It's just luckily that with the new expansion, when it came out, they kicked a lot of people out who had not kept up to date with their house. So there was a lot of houses available this week. So I was the only one who actually bid on our house, believe it or not. And it was like a medium-sized one. So it's like one of the bigger houses.
A win is a win.
Yeah, exactly. Just take it.
Exactly.
All that matters.
So I was so lucky that I was on the ball that week, because if I didn't play Final Fantasy 14 this week, we might have missed out on it. But I'm so glad we have it now. Bowser and I are going to be decorating.
Nice.
And over the next couple months, we're going to really spruce up the place and make it really fancy. I can't wait to, do some undersea sub explorations and go on some airship adventures and stuff. It's going to be good. And maybe we'll host a house party at some point as well. Because again, anyone in the game, regardless of whether you're on the Seraph server or not, can come visit. You just have to come visit the Seraph server and you can come hang out with us. So I kind of want us to do a house party because I know there are some people in the community that do play. So we could definitely make that happen because as long as your character is level 5, you can come to the house and say hello.
I don't even
know. Ron, you can join the party.
What my character is. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've gone to it. I've been so busy.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
All are welcome. All are welcome.
Level 5.
Doesn't
You
matter.
can get to that level 5 in like.
Oh, I'm past
hour,
level 5. I think
that's what I mean. So as long as you're level
14.
5, you're good to enter the house. So, anyways. Last game I played this week, of course, I played this game, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which I played for the first time this week. And guess what, y'all? I don't know if you knew this. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is a good game. I don't know if you knew this. I feel like this is brand new information to a lot of people. But Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is a good video game. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a heck of a lot. In fact, I beat it this afternoon. So I finished it before coming on the podcast. I posted a little screenshot on Twitter basically saying, hey, I beat the game now. So I'm so glad that the monkey's off my back a little bit with Link to the Past because, a lot of people grew up with Zelda and I didn't. Like, I really just didn't play Zelda at all growing up. Like, the first Zelda game I ever played was Ocarina of Time as a teenager. But even then, like, I was, like, not even super into it at the time. And then, so just, I was playing the 3D Zelda games. So it was a very long time before I even went back and played my first top-down Zelda game, which was the original Legend of Zelda on NES on my old YouTube channel back in 2014, where I did like a whole playthrough of it on my channel. But since then, like I hadn't really gone back and played any of the other ones. So Link to the Past now off my plate. I really, really enjoyed it, and now I have Link's Awakening that I've never played. I've never played the Oracle games. I've never played, the Link Between Worlds. I haven't played that. I haven't played a lot of these other Zelda games that people enjoy. So maybe one day I play those.
I've never played A Link to the Past though. Still on my shame list.
Okay. I feel less bad now, Matt. I feel less bad, but yeah.
So where is it? Like, is it? Yeah. I'm just curious. Where is it in your ranking? Is it better than Zelda 2?
No.
For you?
I like Zelda 2 more.
Oh.
But I also just
I had to try.
No, I just feel like also the experience, and maybe it's too close to it as well, but like Zelda 2 for me was just playing through it for the first time was a really special experience, and I also just really enjoyed going back to that game. Whereas I just really haven't done like the revisits with Link to the Past and things like that yet. So I feel like that's going to kind of that might change my opinion over time. But no, Zelda 2 is still my favorite, 100%. But
Fair.
I also just like the fact that like the side scrolling like aspect to it as well a little bit more. But I mean, Skycatcher Reflections just asks you, Matt, Parasite Eve 1.
I just got to roll credits on Dead Space Remake, and let me tell you, I'm enjoying the spooky vibes. Parasite Eve is very soon, friends.
Very soon.
Sure it is. I'm not falling for that.
Soon.
Yeah, exactly, Koala.
What else am I going to put above
Why
it?
can't
I'm
you
kinda
just say
curious.
it'll be next?
I mean, he's been honest about this the entire time. I don't know.
Just say it'll be next.
It might
Matt.
be next. hold on.
Might.
Don't lock me down.
Keyword.
Like, still gotta look at the list, right? Gotta follow my heart, Ron.
So
All right.
many
I don't use a
excuses.
wheel.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, just I gotta see my vibe, right? Maybe I'm too spooked out from Dead Space Remake, and I'm like, you know
Oh my
what?
God.
I need a cozy game like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC. Who knows? We'll see. It could happen.
God.
It could happen. I'm just saying.
Let's keep it moving. Back to Ryan.
Yeah. I will also mention, first of all, huge shout out to the community for coming out because I did a tournament bracket stream last weekend, which is how Link to the Past was even chosen as the game to play in the first place. And I was a little sad too because I couldn't continue to play my Super Nintendo copy because the battery apparently is dead on this thing. And I don't have the ability to solder a new battery into it. So it just wouldn't save my game. So
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. This is news. There's batteries in the cartridge?
yes. So if you open up the cartridge, the way that these old games saved, Fuya, is that they required a battery to power the cartridge in order to save the battery basically to it, or save the game to
Wow.
it.
Okay. I had
So if
no
the-
idea that's
so if
how
the-
that worked.
So if the battery dies on your cartridge,
over.
then you can no longer save games to it.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
Rip.
on NES games specifically, if you actually look on the label on the back of it, if the label is gold, then it means that the game itself has a battery in it and for saving. Whereas if it has like a gray
Right.
label, then it doesn't. Whereas,
Okay.
so yeah,
It did not even cross my
because like
mind.
it did the weirdest thing where like while the console was powered on, and I saved and went back to the main menu, the save was there. But as soon as I turned the console off, save was gone completely. So I basically had to start the game over again because after last week's show, I got to the fourth palace in the Dark World, which is actually pretty far into the game. But it erased my save because so I had to basically start over from the
See, that
beginning.
Super Nintendo would just have to stay on. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
yeah, I'd have to stay off the whole time. So I just switched to Switch Online instead.
Oh, man.
So I played it there. Also important to note, the reason it took me so long to beat it as well, I played it without a guide. So yeah, I kind of figured it out on my own this time around. So I didn't collect everything, but
Yeah. Props to him. That's what made me drop it back in the day. I couldn't do it.
I'm not gonna lie, Ron. It was a lot
That's
of trial
hard.
and error, especially with some of the leader dungeons. Like
Power
they
to
were
you.
tough.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Ah.
So there you go. Link to the Past. And also, as voted by the community, the winner of the licensed game bracket is my next game that I'm going to play, which is, of course,
Yes.
The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, of course, on the original Xbox. It's also on PlayStation 2 and GameCube, but this is the best version of it. Because back then, in the PS2 era, all the original Xbox versions were always the best ones. But this is like a turn-based role-playing game in the Lord of the Rings universe, and it's kind of like Final Fantasy X. So I am very, very excited to play that. That's going to be my next game. I'll talk about that more next week. But anyways, we should probably get into our topic.
True, Seth. Seth is right.
Topic of the week.
It's still a good game.
Week. Because we are going to talk about PlayStation Stars finally came out this week. But we're not going to focus the discussion about PlayStation Stars. We'll still talk about it. But we'll be talking about, though, what makes a good video game reward system. Like, what are the things we want in PlayStation Stars going forward? Or what do we want, like, what for any other reward service going forward for our consoles? But I've talked a whole lot. Ron, it's been a while since we've heard from you. Let's hear it from you. What makes a really good video game reward system? Is it the Jim Ryan bobblehead? Is that what does it?
No. I'm not really into the collectibles. I don't really bother with any of those campaigns. The only campaigns I think I've actually gone for is when they actually give the hardware collectibles. So the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, I've gone for those. But outside, I'm always for the points. I would like it.
It's right here on my shelf. The Jim Ryan bobblehead's here.
I don't think I've got that one, to
And
be
he
honest.
has it at the top of his shelf at that.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? It's Jim Ryan.
I do have Shoe. I have Shoe
Ryan.
up there. But not
I don't have
Joe.
Shoe. I don't have Shoe. I need Shoe in my
You don't have Shoe? Oh,
No, I missed out on him.
yeah, Shoe. Yeah, I had to have that one. But I like the points ones. Those are just the better ones for me because, I mean, you get enough points, of course, you can sit there and buy a discount thing to get $5 or $10 or $20 off. I would like to see them take on something like how Microsoft has it where you get points for playing the game during the week. That would be nice. Because especially for if you play your PlayStation quite a bit during the week, it would be nice to have a few points tossed at us for doing that. And I would kind of like the campaigns to be broken up a little bit more evenly. There's a lot of stuff for collectibles, but there'll be a few for points, like, play this particular game for the, PlayStation Plus game for the month. And then the thing I don't like about it is that they will have stuff where, hey, buy this game and you can get 200 points. I kind of feel that's a little messed up when somebody has already bought the game.
Yeah.
And they don't give you anything for that whatsoever. I mean, give us a fraction of the points at least. So I think that's kind of cheap on PlayStation with that one. But for the most part, I think they do pretty good with rewarding you. Like I said, when you buy a game, you get points for it. So overall, that's about the only thing I would want to see is, give us some for playing during the week, on weekends. Like I said, doesn't gotta be a lot of points, but give us something. That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's one of those things. I'm glad you brought up the point about buying a specific game and it giving you reward points after you've already bought it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was the thing I actually hated the most about Xbox rewards back in the day, where it'd be like, I would pre-order the game, but because you didn't buy it between the date, like May 1st through May 31st or whatever, like that window, then it didn't give you any points if you either pre-ordered it or you bought it afterwards. So it's like, so yeah, like I don't really love
Yeah,
that
it's frustrating.
aspect of it. Yeah, a little bit. Because yeah, give me those free points. Give me those free points.
It would be nice.
Yeah, Matt, what about you, man?
I'm honestly not a very big video game reward person. Like, I don't mind, but I'm not really like I actually don't really pay much attention to all of them, like PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I think, and anybody can correct me at any point. I'm assuming they all have very similar thing where like if you buy digital games, you get some points back, and like you said, you collect the points, then you can buy more digital games. Just because I personally prefer to buy my games physically, so it doesn't really incentivize me personally.
Makes sense.
I don't mind. I don't mind getting the points, and if there's a game that there is no physical version, then obviously I will use it. But I'm trying to think. Like, I do like the fact that Sony did, like, Nintendo to me is the most bare bones one, where it's just buy digital game, you get money back. Like, I think you can also collect platinum points for something, and then yeah,
it's tricky. Number one, with
It is.
Nintendo, it works a little bit different because one, that you can get platinum points because gold coins are used to put towards purchases of games or other merchandise, whereas platinum points are used for like other rewards that they have, like character icons and stuff like that. But also the other different thing that Nintendo does is that if you buy physical games, a little slip comes with every single physical game that's with a code that you redeem to get the points for that physical game.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
well, there's an expiry date on those, and I know through experience because
Oh, no.
if you wait too long, if you wait too long and you don't put the game in and redeem your points, they're out.
All
Right?
right. Funnily enough, Matt,
Yeah.
if you buy a brand new copy, let's say if I bought a brand new copy of Octopath Traveler 2 now on the Switch,
Yeah.
even though it's a brand new copy, I wouldn't be able to redeem the points because the game is over a year old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yup, 100%. I can't tell you how many times
But it
I've
does,
done
it's
that.
not.
And
It's
again,
not the thing where you don't have to put it in your system for it to work. It will work anyway. Yes, it'll work without that.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that. It's just that it expires. There's a back end for each game as to when it expires, and I think it's like a year
get the
after when it
coins.
comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's the most bare bones one. So I do like the fact that PlayStation Stars has at least spruced it up. Again, I personally don't go for the Jim Ryan bobbleheads and all that stuff. I personally don't look at that stuff. But it's nice that they've at least incentivized it. And like you said, play these games at this time would be kind of more fun in that way. I was trying to think if it's possible to tie it into trophies, but I feel like that's a slippery slope and it's gonna get pretty dangerous. And then, like, I mean,
Well,
look at
that
what people
leveling
do for
system-
cheap platinums.
That leveling system's tied into the trophies.
Is it? Okay, please.
is.
Hold on, Rod, question for the press poll, and tell me about it. Go for it.
Matt,
Question.
friend, you say that you're not interested in any of the collectibles from PlayStation Stars, but say for Halloween, if they were having every week of October releasing your favorite characters from the Resident Evil series as collectibles, would you participate then?
It depends on what it is. Like, if it's like, I don't know, played Resident Evil 6 and all over again, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to do that again. Even though I'll get, a Jill Valentine statue. Like, do I really have to? If it's something simple like sign into your PSN 5 times this week, I'd be like, okay.
Oh no, they're gonna make you play Resident Evil
Nope.
6 again, friend.
They'll find a way.
Oh,
Life finds a way.
I mean, if
to be fair,
Ron,
they
if
would
you play
never
with
actually
me.
make you do that because they wouldn't make you want to go play. Because the way all of these reward systems work is that they'll usually want you to play first party games. But
Yeah.
if it's third party, it's always like whatever the newest one is. Because like that's what it is like on Xbox. That's how they do it sometimes, where they'll have like, play Call of Duty this week, even though this was before the acquisition. It was like, play Call of Duty this weekend, you get this reward kind of thing. Oh, that used to be the best back in the day with Avatar rewards, actually, where if you with your Xbox 360 Avatar, you'd get all kinds of weird rewards if you played like a specific game during a specific week. Because I have like a little remote controlled like drone from playing like I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the original one, like during a specific week, as an example.
no, yeah, I can see that. But sorry, Ryan, you said there is a tie-in to trophies. Is there something for PlayStation Stars that ties into trophies?
Yeah, so it's the level because in PlayStation Stars it has a level with associated with your account, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get like certain perks depending on what level you're at, and get earning what it's referred to as rare trophies. That is, as in anything below a 30% earned rate is considered a rare trophy according to PlayStation. That builds toward that level, and also buying games builds towards that level too. But
You bring up a good point. I've been at level 4 for I don't know how long.
that's because
and
level 4 is the max level.
Oh, is
they
it?
need
Oh,
to sit
that's
there and
okay.
do something with that. They need to do something with that.
Yeah, they
I'm
haven't
like,
expanded it. They just
Yeah,
made level 4
I mean,
the top.
come on now.
Yeah. But Ron, if you call PlayStation support and you have a 4-star rating, they will treat you faster.
That's true.
You
I
get a
mean,
priority
I
queue.
got in there one time, pretty much instantly because I bought something. Then I was like, oh, snap, I have this on Xbox. I don't need this. And
Yeah.
they were nice enough to be like, well, here you go.
That's come in
like,
handy
oh,
a couple
thanks.
times where I've pre-ordered a game, but we got like a code for it, and I had to go and reach out to support to get a refund. And it was just very easy to do because you get that 4-star rating again.
Yeah, that part is nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
'cause, like,
serious? Like, they actually answered the phone that quickly for you? Seriously?
yeah.
I got on the online chat, and I mean, it was just pretty much instant.
Oh,
And, they
I
thank
actually-
you for
I
being a
actually
level 4,
called-
whatever, and there you go.
I actually called once that I got on the phone with a representative in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
30 seconds. Okay, look.
Wow.
All right, look. My DualSense 5. Okay, I think the trigger broke within like 5-6 months. So I remember trying to submit something online, and it just kept bouncing me around like in circles. I was like, this is not going anywhere, and I didn't want to call, but I was like, it ain't right though. Like the trigger
No,
should not
you-
have broken
You
within
gotta
like
call
5-6 months.
Yeah.
with that kind of thing. 'cause,
So
like,
I called. I must have been on hold for like 4 hours. Okay, I was
Oh.
ready. I was ready to give up.
Whoa.
I was ready to give up. Oh yeah. And then I finally did speak to somebody, right? Because the call center hours are very strange. I remember like it was very close to when they were closing. So I did finally get a hold of a gentleman, and he's like, "I'll create a ticket for you. Now you can go online, and now you can submit it and then send it in." That's why I was like surprised when the two of you said you got a hold of somebody so quickly. Yeah, I'm not VIP. I guess I'm not level 4.
Yeah,
Maybe they saw my
you need to
trophy
get
list
level
and
4, man, and you won't have to worry about those kind of things.
Yeah.
Get on me and
they're,
Ryan's level.
yeah.
Honestly,
They're looking
that
at my
shouldn't-
cheap platinums. That's why.
They
They
shouldn't.
saw the
That
cheap
shouldn't
platinums.
even. That should not even be a thing. Like
It really
just-
shouldn't be.
Like,
But
just
I'm not
do
going
your
to take
customer
advantage.
service.
I'll take advantage
thing.
of the service though if they're going to give it to me.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's bad customer service
Oh,
experience.
look, Koala, she's disgusted.
Yeah.
Call him out, Koala.
Get him.
It's true.
Put them claws
Just because
on.
I like cheap platinums, I'm being treated poorly, or as Kiku's saying, because I play in my Xbox and Switch, getting slandered here from
They
PlayStation
know.
customer service.
They know. Herman.
They do
Herman
know.
knows. Herman and Shu. They've been keeping an eye on
They're
you.
just
They know
they're
that
doing
you're a
this.
traitor.
They're watching you.
There
They're
just
like, yeah,
shouldn't be
they
any
see, like,
kind
the
of
hours dip.
discrimination. That's all.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be discriminating, against whether or not you've played that much, PlayStation and you're a level this or whatever. Just answer the damn phone.
Oh. Relax, Max.
Far out.
Whoa.
It's far out, Fulia. It was far out. 100%. Thank you.
God,
I agree.
It's a banner now.
Sorry, I don't. This
Thank
is why
you.
I
Thank
don't
you.
call centers anymore. If there's an online option, I would rather that.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Online chats are somewhat quicker than actually calling in and asking for help.
I'm assuming that means
4
you never had to
hours.
call Microsoft for Dead 360 then. Because
I never
those
called Microsoft.
customer service. Good
I've
Lord,
never
that
called
was a mess.
Microsoft. No. If you're talking about phone ISPs, then yeah, that is where my line was crossed.
Oh.
Anyways, I
mess
feel
with
like we
Fulia,
really
people.
veered off topic with this one. We should
Koala's
probably
rage. Koala's rage has no
segue
bounds.
back. Segue
Yeah, let's get
back,
back.
to talking about what makes a good reward system. So, yeah, you brought up a lot of good points, Matt. So, Fulia, how about you?
Yes.
What kind of things do you want from PlayStation's rewards, or just other rewards in general?
So I kind of like the way that the NSO does their reward system, where when you collect gold coins and platinum coins, you can redeem them for icons and avatars and whatever, and then you can create your own version with like little icons with those avatars, which is really cool, and adding like frames and backgrounds and whatever from those particular like sets. So I kind of wish that we could do something similar like that on PlayStation. Give us more PlayStation IP characters. Allow us to redeem some of those avatars for our own profiles. That'd be a really cute, really cool incentive. Like, at least if you're not really, because I'm not really that into the whole reward system with the PlayStation stars. Like, I'll go through it to see which ones I can do. Majority, like 99% of the time, no, I can do none of them. Unfortunately. It's because it's a lot of the games that it's asking you to play are specific games that I don't usually play in general. So
That would do it.
yeah, and that sort of stops me from participating in it and being able to, collect those rewards and stuff. So it's a bit of a shame in that instance. Another thing that I would like to say, and I just sort of saw that one of the campaigns wants you to sort of chill out, and then you get like a little lava lamp thing. And one of the games in there was Life is Strange, the first one. I've already played the game. If I just hit start, and I wish it kind of recognized the fact that I'd already played the game.
But it
would give
doesn't
me the
force you to
points.
play the whole game again. You just install it, you start up the game, and it redeems. That's how that works.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go through that though. I've already played it.
That's how they cheat you out of points. If you don't hit the start button, they keep those points to themselves.
No, that's the thing I'm saying. I've hit the start button, but it hasn't recognized the fact that I've already played it.
Because you got to
Oh,
go back
yeah, it's
and
not
play
going
it
to do
again.
that.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying
Sony
to
doesn't do
say
that here.
I want them to recognize the fact that I've already played this game.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Add that to my list of wanting better game reward systems.
Yeah. Okay.
It gets a little frustrating when you are part of the ecosystem and you want to be able to, be rewarded for, the amount of times that you play on the system and the games that you play on that system, but it just only recognizes specific things, like particular games that are listed for one particular collectible, or you get points if you download a PlayStation Essential game for the month. it's or if you earn a specific trophy in a game, you'll get this collectible like the Spider-Man ones.
Yeah.
It's just a little frustrating because it just means that I feel like the only reward system that I'm getting out of it are the trophies for the games that I've been playing, and at the moment that's all it is for me. It's just getting trophies. But I just wish there was more to it than just collecting points and playing specific like games. Like I know that Nintendo does the same thing where if you play specific game, you'll get points for it as well. But yeah, I just kind of wish that it also recognizes the fact that you've already played certain games, that it'll at least give you some points for it. But yeah, that's just like the main reason for me of why I haven't really been, because I'm still level 3. I'm getting close to level 4, but I'm like, there's nothing on that list of rewards like those challenges that makes me want to go back
Just
and be
get
like,
yourself
yeah,
to
let me
level
go.
4. That's all you need. That way, if you have to make a phone call, you instantly.
I don't need to make a phone call. Everything
You
I
might.
buy is from my stores. I don't buy from PlayStation.
You might. Don't be a
I
snob.
don't- The only time that I ever buy from PlayStation is to the PlayStation store if it's a digital game that I can't buy physically. That's it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have I don't think we don't have access to the PSN store here in Australia, so like just on the web browsers and stuff. So
Yeah. What's funny, Flea, is you were talking about those trophy-specific ones. What's always the worst feeling is when one of those trophy-specific rewards come up and you've already platinumed the game by the time that comes up, because that means you will never be able to you will never be able to complete it. It'll just be there because you got the trophies too early, so you couldn't.
yeah, it really sucks too. The one other thing that I would like to mention, if the reward system could recognize the fact that I'm actually jumping into a game, regardless of the fact that it's actually from the list of their missions, just be like, oh hey, we see you playing a game. Here's 20 points, or here's 100 points for playing a game on your PlayStation. That'd be nice. It doesn't have to be specific. You're actually playing a game on the PlayStation.
They'd have to be something very minuscule though, because otherwise people could abuse that though, where they could just open and close a game consistently.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if it get just like a few points here and there. Like here's 20 points for starting up something.
Kind of like what Xbox does, where it's like you start a game for a day, you get one reward per day, kind of thing.
It's kind of what I like about that aspect of the Xbox reward system, is just like the fact that they just give you points just for starting up a game. And another thing that Xbox does really well is the fact that if you're using the actual app, you get points for it too. It's like, here, claim some reward points for just using the app. And I have literally, that's the reason why. And it'll give you the reminder notification, hey, don't break your streak. And then it just keeps reminding me to keep going into the app and claiming my rewards. And I kind of wish the PlayStation app did the same thing. Like, hey, I'm using the app. Give me some points for that.
Yeah.
So.
That makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
I use the app all the time. I should get rewarded for it. And Nintendo needs an app too, so I can get rewarded. Please.
Oh, don't get me started on Nintendo. Oh.
They have an app. It's
have an app?
chatting.
No, that doesn't count. No,
it doesn't
not
count.
that one. Not that one. Come on.
Stupid app.
It's the only one you need. You hook up your squid link to your controller, to your phone, and then you can chat with people. It's great.
Nope. I've only ever used it so that I can see my friends list, which is a nice addition to the app, but it's not enough.
It would be nice.
So it didn't have that before?
Nope.
No.
It
Oh
didn't.
my god.
So
Originally, it did not.
Matt, hold up. I just realized something. So you say you use the Xbox app and you get points for that. So what do you use your points toward?
I would use it. Well, ideally, I guess I would try to use it towards Game Pass if I get enough, but I don't think I use it enough. That would be it.
Honestly, I have been
it.
trying to claim a 1 month Game Pass Ultimate for like over a year.
Oh my.
Just by going into the app.
Don't give
I
up.
don't do anything else.
Don't give up.
I barely play on
They
the
ask
Xbox.
you to do a lot. Yeah, they ask you to do a lot.
I don't use Bing.
Download Bing and do a whole bunch of stuff there, and you're like, whoa.
I don't use Bing. I barely play on my Xbox. So the only thing I do is open up my Xbox app, claim my reward for opening the app, and then close it.
It's okay. It's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I currently have 13,687 Xbox points.
Good
I could
Lord.
claim a $10 gift card or a month of Game Pass, some other stuff. I don't even play games on Xbox. So I actually, the last game I played on Xbox was Hellblade. And then before that, the last game I played on there was Prince of Persia in January.
You hear that, Matt? You hear that?
I hear it.
guess
I
what?
hear it. Oh,
I mean, I played a lot of Switch this week, Ron. I don't know if you really want me to
There's
be
something wrong with
excited.
that. There's something wrong with that.
I'm only
Nintendo is welcome
30%
here.
away of getting on Game
Okay.
Pass.
I have 4,000 points. I don't know how far
I've only got 4,000, and that thing's
back on- get back on your
14,000,
Xbox,
and I'm
Tom.
like, I'm 10,000 away from claiming this. I can do it.
Yeah.
I got a
can
whole
do
bunch
it.
of $10 codes now, man. I got like $90-something or whatever in my thing, but I just haven't bought an Xbox game.
Yeah. No, back when
Something
I
like
used
that.
to play a lot of Xbox though, like I would buy a lot on the digital store, and back when the rewards points were really, really good, like I must have claimed at least by now over $200 to $300 worth of rewards over the years. So it's been a lot. Like it's definitely helped for sure. And that's like a mark of a good reward program to kind of segue to kind of my thoughts about, because I feel like all of the services in a way have good things they're doing and bad things. Like for example, Microsoft has a lot of great rewards and a lot of great ways to earn rewards, but the rewards that you earn are so minuscule then it'll take you forever to get there. Like the app one, it's great for you that the app is there and it gives
It's
you
only
rewards
20
for
points,
that.
like-
But it's 20 points. When
It was
takes
better
forever.
before they started shaving points down.
Yeah, it was so much better.
Actually, to be more specific, whenever you do the daily open up the app in for Xbox, it starts off with 5 points for the first day, then it'll go 10 for the next one,
Yeah.
15 for the next one, and then all the way up to 25. Then once you hit 25, it resets.
Yeah.
But you have to keep that streak going for it to then go back.
But still, it's like
Yeah.
in comparison to what you actually
Yeah.
need to earn $5 worth of credit, which is I
Yeah.
think 4,000 to 5,000 points.
Yeah.
It's just very, very slow. But at the same time, I love just like what you were talking about earlier. I like how it rewards you for doing a bunch of different things, and it encourages you to try. Also, just sometimes try other games. Like the PlayStation app tries to do that too a little bit, and that's why they kind of do the one that you talked about, Fulia, where it's like, go play Life is Strange, or one of these other kind of chill kind of games. So even if you've played Life is Strange before, maybe you look at one of the other ones on this list, and you're like, oh, maybe I tried this game.
Yeah.
Like I think that's more what it's trying to do. It's trying to do something similar to what Xbox does, but in a different way. But you know, the Xbox One is refreshed weekly, and I wish we got more of that with PlayStation Stars.
Yeah.
But, PlayStation Stars, I feel like the rewards when you do earn coins are much better than on Xbox because like even just the one to play your PlayStation Plus games every month, I think is like 100 or 200 coins. It's a lot.
Yeah, you can get a $20 code real quick. The PlayStation.
Exactly. Like that's the difference. I feel like I'm actually earning more coins overall on PlayStation because when you combine that with digital purchases and then just the coins every month, because I'll try for the most part to get almost every of the rewards done that have coins associated with them, as many as I can possibly do. Some of them are just like join PlayStation tournaments, which is just never going to happen for me. But for the most part, a lot of them are like play a fighting game. It's like, well, I've got a myriad of fighting games. I can easily boot one up because it usually has like all the popular fighting games to choose from, and I have all of them, so I could just pick one and just boot it up and then immediately close it. Also, one of the things that not enough people take advantage of if you have PlayStation Plus Extra is if a game exists on PlayStation Plus and there's a reward for it, you don't even need to install it in order to get the reward for it. If you simply use the stream game option, which is available on almost all of the PlayStation Plus Extra games, you can just stream a copy of the game, and the second it loads, it'll pop the trophy, and then you can immediately just close the stream, and you're done. So it takes like 30 seconds to do. That same trick exists on Xbox as well. That's kind of where I learned to do it. It's like, oh, you can do that here. Okay, well, I'll just do that for all the rewards going forward. But I also like what Nintendo does too, like some of the things that they like that you talked about, because like the platinum tier rewards that you get for Nintendo are way better than anything on any of the other services. Like the icons are so much better. Like I wish you got like PlayStation avatars, or even, God forbid, if we ever got themes to come back to the console, maybe
Oh
you
my
could get some
gosh.
cool themes. Like I miss
themes would be
themes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually that used to be a thing back in the day where you would get certain themes as rewards
Yep.
on the PlayStation Store for your PlayStation 4. But we just don't get really have themes on PlayStation 5, which is too bad. But even like little icons, like for your profile, because that's what Nintendo does, and I think they nailed that. Because that way, I'm more willing to show those off to my friends than just, hey, I got the random Jim Ryan bobblehead or the PlayStation 3 bobblehead or something like that, like my shelf of kind of like metaverse level goods, essentially.
Another thing that I would love to see PlayStation do is if like similar to what Nintendo does with the gold coins, where you can actually redeem merchandise with it from their merch store.
I was about to get to that.
Yeah, like use our points towards getting like small bits and pieces of merch, like I don't know, like a PlayStation freaking pen, or some like stuff that you can, like a notebook or something that you can
it's a
have
rotating
around the
stock
house.
of things.
Yeah.
A poster
Like
of Matt
a
in a tank top,
t-shirt.
PlayStation.
Yes.
Canadian gun
even-
show.
That doesn't exist.
Or even like if they made like phone and desktop wallpapers, that'd be really cool too. Like to be able to have use your points towards maybe getting those kind of wallpapers for your devices. That'd be cool because that's what Nintendo does too. Yeah, why not?
That's right. Call Herman up. Call Herman and give him all these
Herman,
ideas.
give us a call, man.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember like back in the day where you actually had like full actual games you could redeem that were actually like exclusive physically that were digital games that were exclusive that you could only get from the My Nintendo store, which is interesting and fun. But that's so cool. It's so interesting. Yeah, I wish that like PlayStation embraced more of that stuff. Like even if I go to the Nintendo store right now, there's a whole bunch of different stuff you can get.
It's so cool. Like there's so much that you can choose from. There's such a variety, and it's all in a Nintendo IP. I just wish PlayStation did something similar to that. Like if you got,
like look at some of
if you
this
Astrobot stuff, that'd be really cool. Look at all that.
Look at these sticker sheets.
Yeah, where's the
Get all
Mario
so
Brothers 3
awesome.
shirt at?
The what?
The Mario Brothers 3.
I
don't
They don't
think
have
it's
that
a
up there.
redeemable one.
No.
They don't have any shirts on there?
Nah, you got a keychain though. Luigi's
Yeah,
Mansion
keychains would be really cool.
You got
I
these
wanna get a keychain.
postcards, which I've seen in
Stickers.
person. These postcards are actually really cool. The box art.
Hey, that's pretty neat.
Oh, that's
the
nice.
GBA and N64 games. But yeah, we have different rewards here in Canada than the States does, Ron. So
And Australia's
Are they different too?
Because I don't see those on my one.
yeah. Oh, I actually have this pin hanging out somewhere. The Metroid Prime big pin set. This is so cool, especially if you like pins.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love. Of course, you know me. I love Metroid. So, but yeah. PlayStation. I wish there was more. That's all I want to say is that I wish there was more of that kind of thing too. So, I feel like we don't have a perfect reward system regardless of platform. But I feel
Yeah.
like PlayStation can learn from a little bit from what Nintendo does and what Xbox does, and maybe change some stuff around or improve things in the future. But let's bring in some of the community members. We're going to start with CowboyDangerD, who says, I do believe if Sony were to roll out a reward system tied to trophies, they should start with their first-party games and have the devs handpick some of the challenging trophies for us to complete. I don't care about trophies at all, but if I get points towards a PSN store credit for completing certain trophies, I'd give it a go. Yes, I mean, that's a perfect way to incentivize your audience to play your games, is to give them even if they're small rewards points. Like, even if they're smaller coins than the other ones. Like, I think that's a good way of doing that. So, I agree with your point, Cowboy. And Cwagmire also says, there's been a lot of discussion of trails as to where it being from and through. I didn't realize Ron, in particular, was such a hiker, apparently a bird enthusiast, at least with falcons. Anyways, I'm going camping this weekend in the Great Smoky Mountains, and I would appreciate a recommendation on trails to hike or sites to view falcons as well. How did this question make it into the comments section about the reward system?
gosh, that's awesome.
Because I was like, where is this going?
Quaggy, you're awesome.
Quaggy and I love Falcon
Quag
games.
is great.
That's it. And
Quag
we know,
is great.
Yeah, and we know Ron likes Falcon games. They're the same.
No,
Same
not
thing, Ron.
Falcon. Not the bird.
Same thing.
Ryan's out. He's done.
Same games. Quaggy,
Quag is
we're
such
part
a
of your
troll.
Falcon.
I love him though. I love him.
We're part of your Falcon empire, Ron. Come on, let us in.
No,
Please.
no. Well, I'm not doing this with you.
Ryan's done. Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm done. Let's just get some of these questions so we can. All right. Black Wyver has a whole bunch of questions for us. So Black Wyver says, "Hello, Fab4. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, or weekend, I guess is what we'll call it.
Right.
The two games yet to release that I'm keen to play are the Plucky Squire and Astrobot. I've still got plenty to play in my backlog, including Spidey 2, which I'm also keen to play. So questions for the show. Number one, what is your fave gaming mome from this year? Do we have a favorite gaming moment from this year? Because I don't know if there is one. I don't know if I really have a favorite. I feel like it's too early to tell because I feel like we're kind of in the weeds of it. But for me, I just don't really have one in particular. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, nothing really sticks out for me at the moment.
I have one, but I can't really go into specifics from Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
But people who have played the game more than likely will know what that great moment, awesome moment was. But I can't go into specifics because I don't want to spoil it.
Fair. For me, it would have to be, I think it's the third summon that I fought in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think that one I spent probably more than 5 hours. I shouldn't have. I should have just come back properly after getting better weapons. But when I finally beat that third summon at full might, the neighbors heard me from cheering because it was so satisfying. Question from the press pool. Yes, Ron. Yes.
Matt, every time I hear you talk about this summon and the fact that you spent 5 hours on it, I do not understand why you will not play Elden Ring. I don't understand. Please make it make sense.
You know why.
No.
You know why. I'm too soft for Elden Ring. You know that.
Literally just described an Elden Ring moment, Matt.
Thank you, Ryan.
That's literally what you just told us about. I bet you
that. 5 hours.
I bet you most of the bosses in Elden Ring are easier than the boss you just are describing.
Look, I'm assuming. Look, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I got a party. I got Queen Tifa. I got Aerith backing me up. Is there a party system in Elden Ring?
You don't need a party system. You are the party in Elden Ring.
But there's co-op. You can have co-op in Elden Ring. I don't know.
And I've already told you that I will sit there and join you. But I think if you're going to be spending 5 hours on one boss, even with a party, you can play Elden Ring.
One day we'll see. You know what? I'm hearing it's happening at Extra Life. I'm hearing somebody's bringing a copy, and we're gonna do co-op with Fulia and I. We're gonna do it together.
I remember Bowser saying this, that she will be bringing.
Yeah, she did say she would bring it.
Yeah.
Come on, Fulia. Let's do it for the kids. We'll do it for the kids.
Yeah.
Come on.
For the kids.
Throw it on the list.
You don't want to hear me, screaming profanity on Extra Life.
Wow.
You don't need that. You don't need that for the kids.
Please, that is going to happen when we play Crazy Boss, and you're just going to be like, "What is my my life right now?"
That's what I was saying, Fulia. If we're not playing Elden Ring, we're going to be forced to play Pepsi Man or Crazy Bus instead.
No, those are happening anyway.
Are you seriously?
I am
Matt,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, Pepsi
Man all the way.
Yeah.
Poor Matt.
Okay. Yes, I'm playing Elden Ring at Extra Life for the entire 24 hours. That's what I'm committing to. So
wow, you can't do that.
Wow.
You heard it.
You're gonna take over
heard
a whole
it here,
TV.
everybody. Matt is going to play Elden Ring for 24 hours.
Yep. Clip this.
Get that money ready. Get that money ready.
Saves me from Pepsi Man. There it is.
That is not true.
Good job, Matt.
Well, luckily, Matt,
clever.
You underestimated how long Extra Life actually is because it's actually 25 hours because of the time change. So you've got an hour for Pepsi Man because you're playing Elden Ring for 24 hours.
I found the palate cleanse at the end of the day.
See, palate cleanser?
What should I play?
Like Pepsi? Pepsi's a palate cleanser for you?
Yeah, exactly.
I like where we're going with this.
What am I doing at Extra Life?
You should have thought first, man.
What am I doing?
You gotta have fun at Extra Life. That's what you're gonna do.
Matt, this is not my first rodeo. I am very good at finding loopholes. So you're gonna have to, bring your A game to try and outwit me when it comes to some of this stuff. This guy catcher first climbs in the worst of both worlds. Yep, pretty much. Although
sorry, Matt.
I was gonna say, for the most
wait.
part, I'm imagining, Pepsi Man, it's more of the game we hang out and play, whereas I mostly will play or Fulia. We're not going to force anyone to play Pepsi Man if they don't want to. That's the thing. I have other games to make Ron play if he shows up at Extra Life that he's not going to enjoy. But they're games that I've wanted Ron to play for a while. So there you go. Yeah.
Ron, you're not wearing a watch. Stop looking at your wrist.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was checking the time.
Yeah. Also,
no, you're not.
Black
Not like that.
Wyver. I'm going to throw it out there. I thought of, personally, one of my favorite gaming moments of the year for me personally was me playing through the final boss in Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail on stream. One, because it was an incredible boss with fantastic music, but also, too, just getting to play it was actually a really special moment on stream. So, yeah, that was probably my personal favorite gaming moment of the year for me. Number 2, what's your gaming setup like? TV/monitor/console/PC. So how do we play our games? I mean, video viewers can see my TV is right here and my chair is right over here off camera. And all my games are in kind of the shelves, although my Super Nintendo and my Xbox are on my table, just for the heck of it, because of cable management. But yeah, that's kind of how I play my games. Is kind of how everything's kind of set up. I'm not going to go into too many details about the giant setup, the mess of cables that are behind the TV, but it all works. That's the main thing.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but how about y'all? How do you play your games?
Same. I got my glass TV stand. TV's there. The Series X is there. The PS3 is there. The PS5 is there. Coffee table and then the sofa, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play on TV. Everything's hooked up to it. Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, GameCube still hooked up to it. I don't really, the Cube. I don't really play PC games just because my computer can't really handle games. I remember, I think we played Not for Broadcast on PC. I think just because it was cheaper, so I was like, let me give it a try. And I think I ran some software, and I'm a PC noob. So while the website said yes, you can run it, I didn't realize that it doesn't mean that you can run it effectively, and there's a big difference. So I bought the game, and if you don't know what Not for Broadcast is, it's like a FMV game, and you're like the control person for filming a live news broadcast talk show. So you're kind of switching between different camera angles, putting in side effects. It's a wild game. It's a great pick from Josh Delroy, but I didn't realize because you're controlling the camera. So because my PC couldn't handle it, it started dropping in frame rate drastically, and I was like, is this part of the game that I can't match the audio to the video? Because if it is, this is wild. Like, this is such a cool concept. Yeah. So I tossed it in the chat, and everyone's like, no, that's not how the game works. And I was like, oh boy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So I had to
have to double check my PC requirements, because I have the game. I don't know if I should play it on my gaming laptop or my PC, which is old.
Maybe your gaming laptop. I don't know. I'm not,
just make sure when you do the can I run it, make sure you check everything first.
Yeah. I was going to say, that exact scenario reminds me of playing Tim Schafer's Full Throttle on my PC in 1994. It was a 486 with a Sound Blaster card. And similar to what you were describing, Matt, the audio was totally out of sync with the video. And of course, it's more of like not a full motion video game, but there's a lot of like watching stuff. And I was like, is it supposed to be like that? Is this the game? And the computer met the minimum requirements, but no, it just didn't play it effectively. So we need to upgrade our computer to a Pentium 1 to play that game properly.
Pentium 1, oh wow,
fancy.
Yeah.
I remember those.
God, I'm old. What about you, Paullin? What's your setup like? Because I know you play a lot of PC games.
I do play PC games at this current PC, this desktop right here. So I do play it on this particular PC. However, the console games that I play, I do have one of my 2 switches here for when I stream my Nintendo games, because it's hooked up to the capture card. But I do also have another one. So if you can see behind me in the video, I have a shelf. Behind that shelf is where my TV is. Okay. So my TV is actually behind this shelf. So it's kind of like dividing the room a little bit, so that you don't see the mess that's over on that side. Well, or the lack thereof, because it's like there's nothing really there.
I was going to say, if you never said the word mess, we would have never imagined it. We would have never known it was
There's no mess there. It's literally just big-ass window and then my TV on this side, because the wall's on this side. And yeah, so I've got, so kind of similar to Ryan's big sort of like square shelving. Mm-hmm. Instead of having that many though, mine's only got 4. So I've got 4 cube shelves, and I've got my PS3, my Nintendo Switch, and then I've got my Series S on the bottom, and then on the other side, I've just got my PS1 and all of my old PlayStation, Xbox 360 games there. My PS5 is actually next to the unit because it doesn't fit in the unit because it's so damn tall.
It's very tiny. But go ahead, Ron.
And no, go on.
Koala, where is your Final Fantasy 14 character calendar that has all the men on it?
I don't have
Oh.
one.
I don't think those exist, Ron.
Everyone knows about it. Oh, she made one herself because of all the pictures that she took.
No,
Don't
from the
mean
game.
Final
Excuse
Fantasy
me.
16?
She made her own
14?
calendar.
14?
You said 14, Ron.
Oh, sorry,
That's the wrong
16.
game.
My bad.
You're
She has so
joking.
many
say,
pictures of it.
sorry.
She has a calendar, Matt. She
I don't
Maybe
have a
she has
calendar,
a
no.
calendar for 14
No
as
calendar.
well.
She-
I don't have a calendar. I don't use calendars anymore.
Really?
Calendars.
So do you
like
just have the
physics- I
photos
don't-
on the wall? You
No,
print out all the photos?
no, I haven't. No physicals. They're just digital wallpapers on my desktop. That's it.
Oh, that's it, huh?
But at the moment, it's not Final Fantasy 16 photos. At the moment, it is Fairy Tail. So, yeah.
I mean, it's because the new season of Fairy Tail started this week as well. Fully.
Wait, there's a new season of Fairy Tail.
I don't know. I didn't know there was one either until it just showed up on Crunchyroll this week.
Matt, we're out of here.
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to look this up.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it
just
is
to finish
called
off.
Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest. Fulia. A second episode just came out today.
Oh, dude, I had no idea. Okay, I need to look this up later. But yeah, there's pretty much my console setup is pretty much behind this shelf, and I have my armchair, which is my old lady reclining chair. That's what I play on, because I like having my legs stretched out in front of me rather than just flopped on the edge of the couch. So yeah. It's very comfortable. If I get cold, I have my Mario blanket that I can chuck over my legs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I've got a little table next to my recliner, and it has
For all the
got
alcohol?
no alcohol. Have you ever seen me really drink that much alcohol? Honestly, I'm not.
Well,
I'm
if we
not an
go back to that
alcoholic
podcast you did.
Not often.
Right. There was a podcast about it.
There has been
3-hour
varieties of it,
podcast
but
about drinks.
Anyway,
That's right.
yeah, I've got
was a good
like my
episode.
box. I got my box of candy. I've got my controllers sitting over next to the recliner as well, and yeah, it's pretty much my setup.
What kind of candy? What kind of candy?
Oh, like Haichu. I've got like fudge, little fudge candies. I've also got the hard candies, the maple syrup candies that I brought back from Canada, which is really cool. And yeah, just whenever I get like chocolate or any kind of lollies, I sort of like dump them into the box so that whenever I feel like something sweet, I just open the box and grab one and eat, and then yeah.
So hold on, I have a question because this talk about snacks, Fulia,
Oh, okay.
has reminded me because my friend, she was asking me. We were talking about Australian foods the other day, and she's like, "Oh, in cotton candy in Australia is referred to as fairy floss."
Yes,
so
it
I was
is.
told to ask you about fairy floss. Like, is fairy
What?
floss good? Is that a thing there? Like,
So it's the same. Like fairy floss is like it's just a different name, but it's the same thing as cotton candy. So it's
Okay.
the same thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a different name. We just call it fairy floss.
Okay.
I mean, it's weird, but
Also, I was told to ask you, why does Australia get all the cool foods and why don't we have any of that here?
I mean, I'm gonna be bringing Tim Tams to Extra Life, so you can look forward to that.
As long as you don't bring Vegemite,
Bring
I think
what?
we're good. So,
No, I won't bring
Tams,
Vegemite.
come on.
I know that Vegemite
Tams.
is an acquired taste. So
because you can bring us Tim Tams, and then I will reward you, of course, with Australian cuisine from our back of the woods, the Bloomin' Onion at Outback Steakhouse. You know,
What the hell are Tim
Yeah.
Tams? What is that?
you've seen me eat them.
I was gonna say she talks about Tim Tams all the time.
I
Don't you remember
saw-
this?
No, I
They're
don't.
the chocolate biscuits that I've been talking about a lot.
I don't recall
They're
this.
like
Ron,
Come
I will
on.
remind you, this is what Tim Tams look like.
Tim Tams,
Yeah,
chocolate biscuits.
Only in Australia.
yeah,
Chocolate coated biscuits, and they're the high
they're
tier.
a thing, Ron. They're a
Yeah.
thing. You'll find out in Extra Life.
I'm not saying they're not. I just don't recall us ever talking about it.
Okay, so if you, I don't know whether this is like, I'm pretty sure you all have like a international sort of aisle in your supermarkets potentially. If you go in there and they have like they might have some Australian one like snacks and ingredients and whatnot. I'm pretty sure you guys import Tim Tams. Depends on the store. I'm not quite sure, but maybe just have a look and see if they're
I had to say maybe up north, not down here.
Not here.
fully have seen them in the store.
Well, there you go.
Because there's a down the street from me, there's a real Canadian superstore. Yes, that's the name of the supermarket.
Yep.
The real Canadian superstore. And in the aisle, because they have a giant international section, they do have Tim Tams there.
There you go. There you go. And you can try them out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they exist here in North Carolina.
Yeah. So Tim Tams are so big that they've got a variety of different flavors now. So they've kind of like collabed with different flavors and companies and stuff. So it's actually really good. I like it.
There's also like a big like international snacks place that's down the street from me too. That's like independently owned, and they probably have Tim Tams too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because they have all kinds of weird stuff there from other countries. But
Matt,
anyways,
buy some Tim Tams and send them to me.
Do you want them? Do you really?
Yes.
Come on.
He needs them.
I don't know.
Koala's up there talking about this like it's the next thing. I mean, I guess I could try.
I'll
You can just have.
I'll even bring an extra pack of Tim Tams, and when I come to America, I will post them to you.
Okay. All right. I'll take that.
Or just go to Outback Steakhouse and just have a bloomin' onion instead, which is Australia's favorite
Bloomin' onion
dish.
is disgusting.
Come on.
that
It's
is
not
actually a
disgusting.
traditional Australian cuisine.
Stop it.
But
Stop it.
Anyways,
Very traditional.
we are only our 2 questions into Black Fiver's 4 questions. We should probably continue. Number 3, how many hours do you game on average, and what's the split between all your consoles? For me, I mostly play on PlayStation. Now, I don't really play games on PC. I don't really play games on Xbox unless they're exclusive to Xbox at this point, or if there's a game that we want to play together with friends. Because I don't even have Game Pass anymore. And Switch, I barely play. This week, though, I just played a lot of Switch because of Link to the Past. But otherwise, for the most part, it's only playing on PlayStation. I play about 40 hours a week of games. But how about y'all?
Yeah, I don't play that much, just like overall on all of the platforms. Like I'll probably play maybe an hour or 2 on the PC. I might play about 2 or 3 hours on the PlayStation, but it's not daily. I don't game daily. I'm more of I kind of feel like playing this game today, or sometimes it'll be like I'm just gonna be a couch potato and just watch something instead of play something. So it really depends on my mood. So I don't always play very often, but if anything, I probably only play like maybe, and it also depends on the game. I probably only play like maybe 10 to 15 hours a week. On just like in general, like total. Yeah.
Okay. Matt, Ron?
I'm honestly evenly. Well, at least last year I was evenly split. When I got my stats, it actually said Xbox was 100, but that's because of Persona 5 Royal, and then PlayStation was 100, Switch was 100. This year, I don't think it's gonna be evenly split because I've already got 116, and that's just because of Rebirth. So I'm very curious to see what the stats will say at the end of 2024. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's roughly 10 hours a week. Obviously, that's a rough average. There's some weeks where it'll be less, some weeks it'll be way more. But according to last year, evenly split between the 3.
Okay, nice. Also, you reminded me, Matt, I remembered that at the beginning of this year, I was under 2,000 hours of Final Fantasy XIV on PlayStation as far as my overall count. That current overall count is 2,444 hours. So I'm quickly approaching the 500-hour mark this year for Final Fantasy XIV.
And it's only July.
It's only July. There's lots of room to grow for this one. But Ron, how about you, man?
On a good week, I can get about like maybe 20 to 30 hours in. The bulk of it is always going to be PlayStation. The only time I play Xbox or PC is when it's an exclusive game I'm playing. But it's always PlayStation.
Yeah. And the difference, if for listeners at home, in case you're wondering why my hours is like double almost everyone else's, I just don't have a lot of other hobbies, or I don't have other things to attend to. Like I don't have children or anything like that. So I just have a lot of free time. So and games are just the thing I like doing the most. I watch movies and watch TV every once in a while, but for the most part, like when I'm have leisure time, it's mostly games. So, yeah. But last question for Black Wyver, of course. Any interest in the PlayStation 5 Pro if it releases this year? Matt, is this the reason you let your friend borrow your PlayStation 5?
I don't know about everyone else. I typically don't get the Pro versions. Like I just usually ride out my OG, like PS4 OG, like all the way. Like it's just for me, it's not like my TV right now can't even give me the benefits of the PlayStation 5 like OG version.
Same.
So even if I got a Pro version, like there's literally no benefit. Even if it had bigger storage, like it doesn't matter to me. So not on my end. Happy for other people that do have the TVs that can actually reap the benefits, but not for me.
No, and the faster storage thing would be like one of those things where you could just replace the hard drive if you ever needed more for storage or faster storage, right? So, what about y'all? In fact, actually, I'm just going to put it out there. Is anyone else actually interested in the PlayStation 5 Pro besides me?
Look, unless I somehow in the next 6 months end up with a 4K TV, it's not happening.
Okay. Yeah.
My PlayStation 5 still runs good, so it's just really not
same.
a point to it for me. Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking about it at first, but I mean, I had the 4K TV, but I don't know, man. My PS5 is running just fine, and I'm kind of like, do I really want to waste the extra $400 or $500, whatever it's going to be? I'm like, I'll just wait.
Well, again, I will also, put out there that whenever this type of thing happens, there's always really good trade-in deals at something like GameStop, as an example, where for the most part here, like I can be usually probably like when that actually happens, there'll probably be a trade-in offer for $300 to $400 for my PlayStation 5 that then goes towards the Pro. So it only really is like a $200 to $300 investment is the way I kind of look at it. So when I look at it that way, it's a much more reasonable thing, especially because there's a lot of games where just the performance is 30 frames per second, or it's just very spotty, just uncapped frame rates. And I'm just like, I've had enough of that because I would prefer the frame rate be really good than the resolution. But a lot of games just don't really have great resolution modes currently, especially a lot of the newer games. So for me, like I feel like I'm the type of person that plays enough PlayStation and plays enough new games that would really warrant an upgrade. Not only that too, but it'll make Final Fantasy 14 run better. And for me, that's worth every gosh darn penny, if you ask me. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's like for me, it's not like a huge I'm not paying full price for it when it does come around, and I think it will actually give some good effects. Like I really underestimated how much I enjoyed the PlayStation 4 Pro, because the PlayStation 4 Pro for me was a game changer. Playing a lot more games at very solid 60 frames per second really helped for me, especially with just as someone who likes to keep up with modern games. So yeah, I think for me there's merit in doing so. So I've already stashed away money for it essentially at this point, so the fund's ready to go for whenever they actually announce it. So
actually, I changed my answer. I'm very superficial. So if the PS5 Pro is beautiful aesthetically wise, I would trade it in, because the PS5, I think it's ugly. So if it actually looks very nice, I would consider it. And
despite
so
having
I remember
a 4K TV, you would actually go and buy one.
I just said I'm very superficial. Like I remember back then with the how Days of Play, and they had like limited edition PlayStations. There was one, I think it was the blue and gold one. I was very, very close to trading in my OG for that one, just because I was like, that thing is beautiful. Even though I'm team horizontal, you can't actually see the beautiful plate on it. I still wanted it. I was very, very close. So I think the PS5 is pretty ugly in my opinion, even though I got the black plates.
It is not a sexy console, that's for sure.
It's not.
But you might just be better off buying a PlayStation 5 Slim instead, because they look pretty nice.
That's not
racing stripe?
Not sexy.
No way.
It's not sexy enough. No, not enough. Not quite enough.
Agreed.
Oh, jeez. You just wanted to be a giant rectangular prism instead, just like Xbox.
Or it could just be PS4 or PS3. Those were nice.
Just needs to look nice. Yeah, just make it look nice. That's all I need.
Oh, fun fact. We're thanks for segueing me a little bit, folks. There's a building down the street from my work that's actually the inspiration for the design of the PlayStation 4 Pro, because it's like got the multi-tiered level design, kind of like that the same one where it's got like the kind of like the 3 tiers, almost like the sandwich on top of each other. Because I think it's some computer company that's there. But yeah, like that building, I pass it by it every day I go to work. So I'm just like, that's the building that inspired the PlayStation 4 Pro. Neat.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Next time we're going to need photo as a context here.
I should.
Yeah.
I should take a photo of it because trust me,
should.
when you see it, you're like, oh my god, it's basically a PlayStation 4 Pro, but as a building. Because they talked
Is it
about that
vertical?
afterwards. No, it's horizontal. But the designers, they came out in interviews talking about it, how that building, I guess, was like the inspiration for the design of the console. So which is funny to think about. But,
Wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
I'll have to take a picture of it next time I walk by it.
Yes, please do.
But yeah, it's on my way to work every single day. So, anyways, we should get through some of the rest of these questions. Toxic asks, do y'all think they should introduce rewards for how many trophies you have and have stuff like avatars or other stuff, and maybe turn PlayStation stars into that in a way? I mean, we talked about that mostly in our discussion, but yeah, I would love to see more of that stuff.
Yeah, same.
Like less bobbleheads of Jim Ryan and more icons that I can use for my console. Especially as I love the Jim Ryan bobblehead. I really do. But next up, we got the captain who says, what is your dream game? Sony gave you an unlimited budget and say that you are in charge. You can do anything with any IP in the world or create a new one. What are you making? I mean, the real answer, Captain, is I would task Arc System Works. I'd pay them a whole bunch of money to do this, but have them create a 3-on-3 2D fighter of the PlayStation characters. So not do PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and make it like Smash Brothers. Oh no, I freaking love Arc System Works' fighting games. I love Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear and all their other 2D franchises. Dragon Ball Fighters, I feel like, is the perfect template for a PlayStation fighting game. So the captain, if it was up to me, what is my dream video game? If I could task somebody to make any video game, it would be that, because I think that would be awesome. But how about y'all? Starting with Ron, what do you think?
Man, I'll take that Siphon Filter IP, since Sony ain't doing nothing with it. Like we talked about a long time ago, Spy RPG all day. We need them. It isn't like we have Spy RPGs all over the place. Outside of Alpha Protocol, I'm not even
I was
sure
going to say
if
there's
been
one.
Yeah, outside of Alpha Protocol, I don't think there's been one. So, yeah, man, and especially with an unlimited budget, yeah, all day. I'll take that.
Yeah. But then that's just money in the bank right there, Ron.
I would
as far
love
as I'm
it.
concerned.
I would love it.
Yeah. Matt, how about you?
I hope Capcom is listening. Just give me that RE property, Resident Evil. I've said it. I've sent this into the RPG game. I know I have, and I want it. Just give me an RPG version of Resident Evil. Just give it to me. Old school too, turn-based. Even though it's not my favorite.
The fun thing, Matt, is that you said that, but we did an entire episode about RPG Cave where we talked about our licensed game, game franchises that aren't currently RPGs, and that was like number one for my list too. Was Resident Evil. Like,
100%.
I can't believe they've never tried to do a role-playing version of Resident Evil. They did it with Monster Hunter Stories, but they didn't. They haven't tried it with Resident Evil. It boggles my mind. I can't believe they haven't done that yet.
Right? And they've done so many other spin-offs, but it's easy money right there. RPG, Resident Evil, just do it.
Kind of like spy RPGs. but
Dino
just-
Crisis at first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the obvious one, but you got to think outside the box a little bit. And plus, Matt, of course, was going to say Resident Evil something. It just makes sense.
Of course.
This is John
He has
Brand.
to. It's his
On
Capcom
brand.
contract. He must.
It was either going to be that or Sony. Sony's in talks to do to work on another Nier game or something.
Please. Yes. It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, it
Yoko
is.
Taro's too busy, man. There's not going to be another Nier.
No.
Yoko Taro loves money. He'll do it. He will do it.
I
And
mean,
I'll give him my money. Here, take it.
you're not wrong. He does, in fact, like money.
He does.
Yeah.
See?
How about you, Fulia?
So, I don't know if you know how much I love Astrobot, but I would definitely go with maybe like a little Astrobot sort of like farming sim, but instead of
I
it
knew it.
being, hold on, Wait, but instead of it being just like your usual sort of, human life kind of farming where you grow crops and whatnot, you're still in the world of the PlayStation, right? And you're actually growing parts to make your console. Little bits and pieces, like, you've got your graphics cards, or you got, all your little wires and whatnot. Like, it's just something like computer related, I suppose, like, or, console related, where it's a farming sim, but it's not food. It's things to use to, build out your PlayStation world and all that sort of stuff. And then you'll have your other little Astrobot like helpers, as like the NPCs that you can talk to and all that sort of stuff. It's just sort of running around in the world of the PlayStation. I think that'd be really cool,
Or
to be
you
honest.
could turn it into a horror game, and you could use your Astrobot buddies' parts
No.
as part of your console.
No,
I like this. Continue.
not a horror game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Astrobot
talking
is
about. Yeah,
cute
man.
and wholesome. We're going to
Please
keep
go.
it that way.
What?
Actually,
Hey.
hold on.
Nah.
Can I
Go
change
with
my
Ron's
answer?
idea.
Can I change my answer? Sony
you
goes
can.
out and acquires the Leprechaun IP and decides
Oh,
to actually
no.
create
Oh, no.
a game where you play as the Leprechaun and you go around
Nobody
and try and
wants that.
reclaim your gold shillings. Well, you got to get your gold back because you're a leprechaun. Yeah, that's
Oh,
the whole
nobody
point
wants
of the
that.
Leprechaun
No,
movies.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Not see that one coming.
And then of course it can be have the different parts from the different Leprechaun movies. Like you could go to space and then go to the hood and then go back to the hood, and then you can go out back to the original farm where it started it all. Go to Vegas. Oh
No,
man,
no.
a Leprechaun
No.
game would be great.
I like Koala's idea of Astrobot Murderbot. I want that.
No, not murder. No, that's not my idea. That was
Astrobot
you.
Murderbot, baby.
No.
Herman, make it
No.
happen. Halloween.
No.
Let's do this.
No. We want to keep
I like this idea.
Astrobot
I like it.
wholesome and cozy and cute.
It's a spin-off. We can do
be
it.
cute.
Yeah, you can be two things.
Could
Yeah,
There you go.
I like it.
Not in a horror game, you can't.
Sure, you can.
What?
You
You
can,
can have cute
100%.
horror games.
That's right.
You can. Like,
But also-
Resident Evil games.
Thank you, Pimp Jira, for of course facilitating my point. There's a Killer Clowns from Outer Space video game. Of course, there's space for a Leprechaun game.
Rick, do not help him. Do not help him. Do not do this.
Look, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a fun game.
Yes,
Ron.
Angel.
It's fine. See, this is what happens when I have all the power here. Because I can just click the mute buttons for other people, but no one can mute me.
Oh, God.
Yep. All right. Next up, we got Brian Eck, who says, "How are we feeling about Concord? Seeing some mixed opinions online, but mostly positive, which is nice to see. But saw both Kevin and Matt from Console Creatures tweets about their experiences with the game. I think about checking it out, but I'm a little unsure. Seems like a lot of people are having fun. Yes, sorry, Brian. I didn't see this question earlier on. Otherwise, I would have mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Concord. I think there's good things and bad things about it. But I do think there's some promise with this game. And I just, like I said, I just hope it finds an audience, because that's whether or not it's a good or a bad game. I feel like that's the thing that's going to hurt this game the most, is if it doesn't find an audience, that's going to be rough for that game. So, last question of the week comes to us from Kiku, who says, "I know none of you are guilty of this." Well, you don't know this. We'll find out in a second. But have you ever known anyone that would have someone else get trophies or achievements for them in games? My older brother used to have me play on his profile to increase his gamer score before I got my own Xbox 360. He had several people do the same and then would brag about his score to his friends. Like, what's the point of it if you didn't do it yourself? Because, yeah, for me, Kiku, there was one time where we were staying up all night because we were going to go and stand in line for Boxing Day sales. Because Boxing Day sales, of course, kind of like Black Friday, but here in Canada, it's Boxing Day sales. And we were just like, all right, we're going to stay up all night until 6 in the morning, so we go stand in line. So we're going to play Call of Duty 2 on Xbox 360 on the hardest difficulty, so we can get all the trophies for Call of Duty 2, me and my cousin. And we weren't, there was no co-op for the game. So like, we would basically, like, when one of us dies, we pass the controller to the other person. And I got almost all the achievements myself, except for the last level, where I was like, all right, I gotta get like an hour or two sleep. I gotta go. So he went and proceeded to then beat it without me. And then that achievement was on my profile So I was like, this will not stand. I can't let this just be here, even though I didn't get this. So I spent 3 hours straight the next day trying to beat that mission by myself. And then I was finally able to. I was like, yes, now I can rest easy, because that got me a little upset. In a way that
So it was a little bit of an opposite effect to you, rather than boasting about the fact that someone else did it.
100%,
because I took the credit, but you would rather have gone back and just done it anyway.
Exactly. That's how strongly I feel about some of these trophies or achievements. So yeah, I mean, from me, I don't really know anyone else who did this. Talking to other people, and for me, like I said, I feel like disgusted with myself if someone else was to earn a trophy or an achievement that I didn't earn on my profile, because I was like, no, I have to go back and get this. But what do you guys think?
I don't see back then. I've only just recently sort of gotten into trophy hunting. So back in the day, like getting achievements or hunting down trophies wasn't really a thing for me. So back then, like it didn't really occur to me that was a thing. So this is kind of doesn't really relate to me, unfortunately.
It's new territory for you.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. I will, before I go to Matt and Ron, highlight B.A. Mac, who in the chat, who says, I did it for Call of Duty's Modern Warfare Mile High Club achievement. That achievement was very frustrating to me terribly, and I'm not ashamed about it. That's what they say.
You wait till I get to work tomorrow. We're going to have a conversation about that.
I mean, that mission on Veteran is, like, ridiculously frustrating, though. Like, I can understand the appeal for it, but yeah, I mean, I would personally never do that myself, but I respect you. I still respect you. But Ron or Matt, what do you think?
I respect the honesty, BA Mac. You don't like it, Ron?
Brittany's honesty, but nah, man. I don't even like cheap plats, so no, if you don't earn them, it just kind of takes the satisfaction away from it. It just, nah.
See, I'm different from Ron. I love cheap plats. I won't get somebody to do my trophies, but cheap platinums are not beneath me. You can check my profile.
There's
I don't
no
mind.
effort to
I've earned them. There's effort. I bought the game.
Hold left?
I installed it. Sometimes it's hold left. Sometimes it's hold right. It depends on the game.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to press buttons.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, oh man. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know how many times you had to press the X button in My Name Is Mayo? A bunch of times.
I don't know, because I do that.
I have the trilogy of platinums for my name. Yes, My Name Is Mayo is a trilogy of games, and I have all 3 platinums. So I do know. Disgustingly proud.
I would file that under one complete experience, Matt.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. One full experience. Still 3 trophies though.
No.
Still 3
Ron's
platinums.
out. He's
Still
done.
3 platinums.
For audio listeners, Ron has taken off his headset.
Don't worry, Ron. I'll repeat myself. 1 full experience, but 3 platinums. Okay? Yeah, baby.
No. See, I only did the cheap platinum thing once, and I felt bad about it, and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
Yes, Koala. Yes.
You don't need to feel bad.
Yes, feel
you don't
bad.
need to feel bad.
Feel bad for it.
No.
I'm like, this is too easy for a platinum. And then we get games like Alba that gives you nothing by the end of it.
Yeah, agreed.
See?
But you actually have
You
to
get
play
nothing
that
from
game,
Alba.
and they don't give you nothing for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they
So
choose
get those
to.
cheap platinums.
But that's
Exactly. They chose to.
I was gonna say, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize, is that Sony isn't just being like, no, your game can't have trophies. It doesn't work like that, or even a platinum trophy. The developers choose what type of trophies they want in their games. So.
But now Sony tries to hide them. They're not like, you know what? We're not cool with these cheap plats. Tuck them away.
I mean,
as they should.
I mean, a lot of them still slip through the cracks.
Yeah, they do. There's dozens of us who want them.
Dozens.
Don't do that, Sony. Dozens.
Although
you.
I will
Thank
never
you.
feel bad about playing.
Herman, trash all those cheap plats, please.
Now, Ron, here's the thing. You know, I kind of feel the same way that you do about cheap platinum games, like games that are specifically developed with the idea of having a cheap platinum in mind. But if it's a game that I really enjoy, that's just a normal ass game that has a cheap platinum, I'm not going to go out of my way to get the platinum simply because it's a cheap platinum. Because it's a game that I'm enjoying, so there's nothing.
Yeah.
You said a normal game, so how are we going to categorize the normal?
Well,
game?
I'm gonna give you the prime example, Ron.
Okay.
Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie on Xbox 360. The 1,000 gamer score for that is simply beating the game. That's
I don't
it.
consider that a cheap plat though, because you actually had to put in the effort to play the game. Though you still have to go through the game. It's not a 2-minute game that gives you the platinum.
Yeah, I guess.
So
but like,
we have a different idea of what a cheap plat is then.
okay, because like to me, I consider a cheap platinum as a platinum that you just have to play through the game to get and nothing else.
No, there's a lot of games like that. I don't count that as a cheap plat. A cheap plat to me is if it takes 30 seconds or 2 minutes to get the platinum. That's a cheap plat to me.
I mean, to be fair, to get the 1,000 gamer score in Madden 06, I believe, or Madden 05, sorry, for Xbox 360, when the Xbox 360 launched, it took about 3.5 minutes to get the 1,000 gamer score in that. Because all you had to do is simulate a season for 10 seasons. And then you got the 1,000 gamer score.
Nice. Congratulations.
I don't mind. There are some games out there where it's not like you get the platinum for getting all the trophies. There are some games out there where you can get a platinum just for doing something specific. Like Spiritfarer, if you can get all of the bloody fish, then you get a platinum. All the collectibles, then you get a platinum. But it doesn't necessarily mean you've won 100%ed the game. You've just got that trophy for doing that thing. That I don't mind, because it still means you're putting in the effort to do it, to get that trophy. Yeah, I just, when it's something like, just press a couple of buttons here and there, boom, you've got a platinum. I'm like, eh.
That's right, Koala. That's right.
Fun sometimes.
It makes you feel dirty,
fun.
Yeah.
No, but dirty's
Look at me,
good.
I'm earning a
Dirty's
cheap
good
platinum
for
right
you.
now. Just
No,
Matt!
exactly.
moving left to right.
Dirty's good. Herman, take my money. Give me them cheap plats. Come on, Herman.
Where's that beaver game?
Sorry,
Let's play
Herman
it.
has
Gotta
your
get that
number
platinum.
blocked. I told him a long time ago, block him, please. He knows why.
Where's Avatar: The Last Airbender on Xbox 360 when you need it, man? Right
Lord.
there.
Exactly.
PlayStation 3. Actually, the PlayStation 3 version is also the same. It's one of the cheapest platinum twos. Or Hannah Montana on PS3. We need to play Hannah Montana.
It's
on
a Hannah
PS3.
Montana game?
Yes, we do.
The-
There's multiple Hannah Montana games, and they all have cheap platinums. Right?
Oh, Lord.
If you
On full
go,
experience, Hannah Montana.
if you play certain PC games, a lot of those are pretty easy to get. 100% achievements. They're not difficult to get sometimes, depending on the game. Like for instance, playing Tabi, that game doesn't really have an end game from what I've played so far, and I've played a bit of it. But I feel like in 1 or 2 sessions, I ended up getting 100% of the achievements because there was only like maybe 9 or 10 of them. But it's because of specific like things that you have to do in the game to get them. And so it can be easy to get 100% achievements or trophies. It just really depends on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's going to do it for tonight's episode of PlayStation Drive. But before we go, we of course have to thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on this podcast, as well as the Xbox Drive. You can check out all of his music over at Purple Monkey Entertainment at linktr.ee/PME/GIB. And Cwagmire, who humbly reminds me that the best babes are in fact Xenobabes. Links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. Our platinum producers, Smokin Joe, the Captain, and Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, CowboyDangerD, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Drellesh, Emily O'Kelly, Hoppel, Jan32, Kia Savoy, Patrice Mallette, Peje EP, Shane Erickson, Tech Mike, and Tim Aulph. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. Of course, if you want to head on over there and hop in the car with us, choose that tier that's right for you. You won't regret it. Also, we got that 7-day free trial of the exclusive tier if you want to check out some of these podcasts we talked about, like Campfire, like any of these Plants podcasts that we've done. Matt, Fulia, myself, Ron one day, maybe, we'll see. Hopefully, wink, wink. As well as other people over there on the Pants Patreon podcast. So check that out over there. And now, Ron plugs go.
Savoy Prime, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, backlogged, true trophies, Savoy_Prime on Twitter.
Nice. Matt?
You can find me as Nagachaka on Twitter, Discord, Carpool Gaming. You TikTok and on Instagram, Nagachaka12247.
Nice. And Fulia?
You can find me on socials on X and Instagram at Foolish Fuji. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Foolish Fuji. And I'll be getting back into the swing of things of streams this week. So if you want to come check me out, twitch.tv/Foolish Fuji.
Excellent.
And we're getting back into that. Otherwise, you can find all that and more over at my website, foolishfuji.card.co.
Card, baby.
Card with 2 R's.
Yar. And as for me, you find me on the old Twitter, aka X, at Ryan Turfing. You can also find us on X at Carpool Gaming, right here, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. Of course, podcast services around the globe. And also, we also have a lot of stuff recently on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Carpool Gaming Live. So if you want to see us play games, maybe head on over there. Maybe follow us there on Twitch, because I know Sean also did some streaming this week too, as well as the tournament brackets. So I think we're going to be probably using the Twitch page more. So make sure to head on over there and check us out there. So for Fulia, Matt, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This is the PlayStation Drive, episode 158, and we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock